Yo, what's up, chat? Arikaya, Rahim, Furili, Bauk, Nate, Rakim. How are you all doing today on this beautiful Sunday? You were definitely first, Kaya. You were third time. I'll be first someday. Calm down, chat. Yes. My team challenge is in an hour. What do I play? What do you want to play? There's a bunch of cool options out there. You can play Lost Box, you can play Palkia, you can play Giratina, you can play Palkia Kyurem, you know. I mean, I don't know, probably the Lawson engine or a deck with Palkia would be like on top of my list of consistent decks, but you're free to play anything you want, you know? You can play Reggie, have some fun, you can play Mewtwo V Union, I mean, anything goes, you know? Or you could also play this deck, yo! Wanna play Jolteon with Jolteon? I bought it 5 minutes ago, what do you think, chat? Am I drunk? Is this orange drink time, or I might be onto something, I don't know. I couldn't fit all the cards I wanted, so we'll have to see how we can fit them afterwards, but like Boss was like the main one I couldn't fit. I figured maybe like whatever, we're just gonna cheese Palkia with Jolteon, and I'm gonna cheese Lost Box with Jolteon. So that's the plan here. Team qualifiers is next week, and no idea what to play. Used Sora Arcanine last week. I mean, it looks like it will work. Yeah, I think so. Used Sora Arcanine, that's pretty cool. Let's hope we don't face any Arcanine with this though. Alright, Jolteon. Like, my plan here is we should beat Lost Box and Palkia. It's not a guarantee either, but like, it seems good into those two. So then maybe it's worth like developing the concept. What do you think, chat? You convinced? Or are you not? It's like we can also do the same type of concept with Urshifu. I know chat loves Urshifu, but I was like, maybe Jolteon is like easier. It plays better into Palkia, right? Which is the main issue with like doing the Urshifu one. Tell Mert is flat, and I believe. Let's go. You're on board. We'll wear a life jacket. All right. Also pretty sweet, dude. Maybe Gape Drop Bog to get damage on their bench. Ooh, I mean, I wouldn't be the worst though. But I think we need the Pat Marnie thing as a win condition. Because then we have the same sort of pressure that I like a lot. Like we have the Pat for all the big things, and then we have the Jolteon for all the small things. So we can target down our opponent's engine. Man, this is actually a good start though. I mean, this start actually works. Let's see. We went second. I wanted to go first so we could like really cheese with Jolteon, but this still looks like a good start. Yo, it's water. Let's go. It's a water deck, chat. We have all the Jolteons. Okay. Cool. What do you think? Are we doing this? We're getting the first dub of the day. Jolteon not banning to me without Fusion Strike energy. Exactly, that was also my thinking. Like, it's actually not that bad into that matchup if they don't have Fusion Energy, because they have a harder time actually one-shotting. Like if they only have the double turbo, you know, then the math doesn't work out perfectly anymore. Because the minus 20 actually matters against this thing, or else they only need 3 modifiers. With this, they need 4. So it actually makes a difference. Lost City would be kind of fun in this deck. Actually, yes, that would be true. That's true, that wouldn't actually be the worst. We never got an Electric Radiant? Not yet. We're still waiting for one. I'm still looking out for one. Okay. I mean, I'm fine with this. I'm okay with this. Okay, now we just need to bench all the Eevees, right? Like all of them. Eevee. I mean, that's actually pretty good. That's good. We do have 2 Jolteon in hand though, which is not good. If this finds a VIP pass, then we're good again, you know? So, I do like that this is a free retreat because it's really easy to go into Mew turn 1. That's part of it, chat. VIP pass? I don't see it. I see a quick pull though. I'll take it. You have a small issue with the Greninja here that can snipe off both our Eevees. Could be annoying, but at least then we set up all our Jolteons and stuff, right? So maybe it's actually not the worst. Okay. So we will go. I think we're okay with full bench. I just can't discard both the Jolteons, right? Like to use the research. Because we also have a VMAX. It's like it seems like a lot to discard. So maybe we just pick up one Eevee, we bench all this, and then we keep the Ultra Ball. Because then we can go into Bibarel. If I do one more if I do the Ultra Ball here, oh, I don't know, man. I think it's close. This one hits the board, this one hits the board, this one hits the board. And then, like, do we want the extra Eevee or not? Like, I can Ultra Ball and keep one Jolteon in hand. At that point, you might as well just play the research, right? Maybe we just do it. We only need one Jolteon, right? It's fine. And we only need 2 VMAXs. It's also fine. Yeah, I'll do the research, even though it looks a little bit weird. Maybe in the special set in January, but we know that Radiance will be in Lost Oregon. That is true. Yeah, this hand also works out fine. I think we just hold there. They usually don't play Marnie. I'm okay with Mew in the active, right? Yeah, that seems good. Can you imagine if we went first, though? They would be like so destroyed there. It would be so good. Okay, they play Kyurem, though. So we need to lock this down immediately. We need to shut off everything. Super key. Fast. We need to pat. We need to Jolteon. We need to like shut off this entire thing. I cannot let them play with this. I'm also picking this Eevee just because if we actually manage to evolve one, the other one evolves for free. So then, you know, it's harder to take down. I don't think we'll actually attack with the other one that much. I know it's like weak against Sableye, but the hope is that we can just evolve them all immediately instead. So we don't actually have to bench more of them. And he also like insta-evolve. So if you get one on board like first turn, then you can just bench one and you evolve both of them after. So I think I like this even more. Okay, the monkey is the only thing we cannot turn off in this matchup. Everything else we should be able to turn off. Okay, will they go into Greninja though? Then they might go after 2 Eevees, right? But that also means that like it costs them the restart ability, it costs their energy, it costs them quite a bit there. So like if we can pat, like now these 2 dice, right? I would assume. Maybe Mew and Bidoof, that would be fun too. I mean, I don't agree with this play. We definitely take it though. I'm not sure if I would have done that. Because now we still have an Eevee left. Maybe they got confused. Alright, we'll go here. I do want to evolve more, so I'm going to speed energy first. Just play it safe. Okay, so this one goes here, because this one is charged already. I mean, we still really need a tool, so I'm wondering if like I should Ultra Ball first, actually. Just like increase the chance of me finding something. I think I will. That is fine. We don't need more Jolteons than this either, so we're gonna discard one. Grab our Jolteon, we have 3 capsule. That should do it, right? Can't be that hard to find one. Grab the Jolteon. Bop. I think we ping this guy. Let's see if Mew hits something for us first. It hits a net. So I can ping 2 things, I guess. Is that good? I should probably go like this, right? That's like easiest price trade. Okay. Yeah, that seems fair, right? So we'll go. So we can do the double ping here. Okay. So we grab the net. I'm still like between the Marnie and the research. Like we do really need to hit something here, right? So maybe it's still better. I can also like maybe I should go into the Mew again, honestly, since we don't need that extra ping. Yeah, is definitely safer though, right? Yeah, I'll try one more Mew. And then I think it's the research. Because it's more important we hit what we want than they hitting what they want. Yeah, I like probably Bidoof. So we have something for next turn into the Bibarel. Go here, here. I'm gonna net this guy again. I'm gonna Zigzagoon this guy. Do you bench this in? Nah, probably not, right? That's fine. They have a belt attached. I don't like it too much. Okay, need a tool, please. One time. Thank you, deck. Thank you. Oh, and the patio. That's pretty good. Okay, capsule here, pad here. And I do want to kind of keep the Ultra Ball for next turn for the Bibarel, so we have something. Yeah, seems good, right? I could use the monkey now, but then I have to bench something. I don't like that. So let's just like rumble and set up this guy. Yo, what's up, dubious bulb? Jolteon? Yeah, we're trying out some Jolteon today. I just had this idea earlier, and I think it could like work out because it's really good into like the two top decks I would expect. Like obviously you have weaknesses as well. Though. Like the tank decks would be still a big issue. So it would be like a meta call deck. TNS is such a horrible matchup for this. I don't know like how bad it would actually be. They can only nuke one. They can't one-shot more than one of them. Pat is good against them, and you can take, in theory, 2 prizes every turn as well. So you win in 3 attacks. It's pretty hard for them to win in 3 attacks. But yeah, I guess it depends on who was first as well, though. Yo, the lost vacuum? That's pretty annoying, actually. Alright, we'll find one more tool. He was struggling against Blissey though? Yes. Any tank deck. I was struggling against Blissey and Gudra and Droludon mainly, I think. And also like random Arceus variants. Am I getting wins like crazy with your Lawson deck I made online? I mean, I don't doubt it. The deck is pretty cool. I like it a lot. Cheryl? Yeah, that's also like one of the cards I wanted to fit, but I couldn't yet. So right now we're testing it without boss, without Cheryl. Both of the cards should probably be in here. I just need to see the deck working first. And then we add them after. So you need to attack. I think we have to attack 3 more times, which is like might be 1 attack too many. It depends though, right? Like how hard we get to lock them down. It was definitely like key that this thing remained in play that turn. Oh, alright. Another one. We try again. Alright. I could just try to set up like 1 more attacker, I guess. Like that could also technically work. It's gonna go here. There is 1 net and then like 1 Zigzagoon left. So we might just actually have to like save that last bench spot for Zigzagoon because we need another ping in this game, right? He can get 1. He's cute. He deserves 1. Alright, we found the net. That's excellent. We can also use the court. Like we got through our deck pretty fast though. I like that. So that's good. It means it's consistent enough in that regard. Let's see. So if I start hitting onto the Kyurem here, right? It's either that, like I don't know, like a boss would be so good. Maybe I can't play this deck without boss. I just really wanted to. I can also like I can pin missile this thing, I guess, for a game after. I guess maybe we have to set up for a pin missile. Let's do a pin missile play. So I'll say the Kyurem then. I mean, just like we really go after the Kyurem this game. And we will pat. If I find the VMAX, I'm just gonna go into the other Jolteon. Okay. I'll go into the other Jolteon then. Save the last Zigzagoon and try to spend 2 more attacks on this Kyurem. Like if we draw the thing out of prices, then we actually win in time as well. Because we need 20 more on this, right? And right now I have 1. Net? There's a net in here, right? Net? Ooh! I was gonna ask chat, but then I was like, nah, we're gonna find it. And then we found it. The fabled Jolteon, as foretold in the prophecy. Yes. Exactly. Okay, so now we're in good route to win this game, actually. Unless they play like multiple vacuums for some stupid reason. Is that enough? If they discard 3... Yo, is that actually enough? But what do I do about the next one? Can I attack again, though? That's my question. There's still... Everything is turned off, right? They can't extract energy anymore. So how do they kill the next one? I was like... if we didn't evoke, or like if we had a pin missile available, I mean, then technically you could attack with that. Okay, so going down to 1 here. So what we want to do is we go 6 again ping, 6 again ping, attack, and then they have to find something. Okay, so I think the play is we go here, and then the last speed energy can bail out if they go boss desperation play. Like if they just try to go boss stall, right? I think this one just goes here. And we pat. And we Zigzagoon. And we Zigzagoon. I'm gonna tin a couple more cards just because we can. Yeah, just money. Need a Cheryl in there for sure and a boss. I mean, we'll be good. Like, we want optimally want 2 of each, but I don't even know what to cut because like our early game would be so bad. But look, it might look like it's working out here though. Like we have them patted and we have them Jolteoned, right? And this thing doesn't have energy. I feel confident we live this turn. Confident. Still confident. Still have that Jolteon. I see more and more like of the Kyurem list actually running Lost City, which is pretty fun. I can't believe my stories actually hit the Lost Zone the other day. That was crazy. Have you made Urshi work yet, or is it Shredder time? Yo, it's never Shredder time for Urshi. Never, never. It always comes back somehow. But I still haven't figured out the exact way to do it yet. No. I still believe it's potential in it, though. It needs so much work. So I do like to test other things in between as well, like Jolteon. You know, like Jolteon is relatively similar in concept to Urshifu. You try to spread and steal the game in fewer attacks than normal. See, I mean, never doubted that game, right? Yo, thank you so much for the raid, James. Hope you had an excellent stream today. Welcome, guys. I'm playing some Jolteon. I'm trying to farm Palkias. And hopefully some Lost Box as well. This is the list we're running with right now. Boss and Cheryl would be amazing, but I don't know how we get it in. I kind of like the cards that are in here though. So maybe like if the opponent doesn't know we don't run them, it doesn't matter that much. Like we're like relatively happy. Won't farm Blizzy? No, we won't farm Blizzy. We will not farm Blizzy or Gudra or Arceus with Sharon Scare will also be like probably too hard. It depends on their engine though, the Arceus deck. Like if it's Inteleon, maybe we can do it. But we have like a reasonable amount of good matchups too, though. I think, what do you think about the Reggie matchup, guys? Yeah, probably too hard. Probably difficult. But like the consistency of this deck seems strong though. Like I'm basically running with the same engine as the Palkia deck, but instead of Palkia, we're running the Jolteon. Reggie pretty bad? I know, right? So it doesn't matter. It's not the best deck, but I do have a soft spot for Jolteon. Hey, we low Jolteon, okay? And it might, maybe it's really good, you know? If we win like 10 in a row here, okay, we won't. Yeah, we won't beat Miltank either. I don't have anything in the deck for this guy, right? Nah, okay. See ya. Alright. We're not trying to beat that. Hey Dory, performance at Pure was awesome. Yo, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. We still don't have the challenge points or the better Twitch TV emotes. We don't. Like, honest to God, I have the challenge point reward site open right now. I'm adding them. I just didn't finish it before the stream, but I have the site open on my computer right now. They are being added as we speak. So they will definitely be in here for the next stream, I promise. But the Twitch TV emotes, though, that should be like super easy to fix. That I'm not sure why we don't have that up yet. Wait, did you say you wanted to add those, though, Delok? How do you think VDEX will deal with new Jinx? I don't think I've seen the new Jinx. What does the new Jinx do? Someone update me. We have P-Pass and Ultra Ball and stuff. Like, that works. Oh, it's more of it, chat. It's more blue stuff. Let's go. I swear everyone is playing blue stuff. Okay. Need this guy. We need this guy. Excellent. Okay. Oh, we price double capsule. That's fine. We'll find the one we have. No problem at all. I kind of want to save the Ultra Bolt for next turn. I also kind of want the Bidoof in play. So it's a close call. But if I Ultra Ball, then I have to discard a card I really don't want. So I think we still hold. Because I need both this card and this card next turn. Definitely this and this. So. Make me on paper an editor. Oh yeah, that will work, right? Then things are easy. I'll get onto it. New Jinx, if knocked out by V Pokemon, you won't take a prize. Oh yeah, I think I saw that. Like I think it's okay. I'm not sure how relevant it will actually be though. Like cards like that usually look really good, and then they are kinda meh when you play with them. Man, we can't really beat Good Raider. Do we bother playing? I mean, I can technically brick them, I guess, if I just attack next turn, take 2 prices. Maybe even pair it with the Marnie. If they set up this Gudra, then we are in for a beating. Like, Echo would also be something we could play in here, though. Like, if we want to have a better time against the tank decks. Has a weapon attack for how many damage counters on it for 2 colorless energy. Okay. I mean, that's pretty cool though. It sounds relevant. Ooh. Okay. Manaphy or no Manaphy? Alright. I mean, that's fine. We are okay so far. So far, so good. Man, where's my Bidoof? Where is my Bidoof, man? We can guarantee the attack though. So the question is like, where do we put the 6 green damage? Do I put it on Gudra? Or do I put it on Comfy and try to break them? I can take 2 prizes now, and I can take 2 prizes next turn. I guess the 100 on Gudra never really matters all that much, does it? So we should just do this. I think we'd rather use the research. It's crazy how there's 2 capsule in price though. It's gonna be hard to find the one we have. It's gonna be hard to find the one we have, he said. Monkey. Last chance with Monkey. Fair enough, fair enough. Definitely bench the Bidoof. I don't think we bench the Eevee, because we want the second space for another attacker if needed. Take the knockout, grab 2 prizes. Ooh, there we go. That's the one. If they put down Manaphy. We still need a 60 good at this point though. The hand was just a bunch of pads. But this matchup also looks like pretty hopeless anyway. Like, I guess it doesn't matter too much. If they attack with the Gudra, we play no ropes, no boss, no nothing, right? So we look pretty toasted here. We'll see. I still have to evolve it before I'm like truly sad about it. Okay, they evolved it. Do they have a hand attachment? They have a balloon. Alright, that's it, that's it. Cannot beat Goo, Blissey, or Duraludon. Otherwise, we are okay, I think. We're gonna give it a couple more. Oh. Let's see if we can hit more of the other matchups. Those 3 decks don't exist. I know, they literally don't. Why would you play them? When all 3 of them are horrible into the format's most 2-played decks in Kyurem and Giratina. Why would you play any of them, chat? Tell me. Tell me. Running the Lost Toys today, we'll report back. Yo, let's go, Anthony. Best of luck, best of luck. I'm hyped. Zorark? What about Zorark, Smith? Duraludon were so many at Baltimore? A lot of Duraludon at Baltimore? I thought it was just a couple people running it. Let's see though. The open Manaphy, which is something we want to see. We do need another basic out though. So like the question is like which card do we discard? Maybe the Pat, honestly, because the rest of the hand is like so important. But turn 1 Pat is also really good. Almost regardless of what they're playing here, right? So, ooh, so close. So they were the Beaverall. What if I find a VIP pass though? Then it would be silly to not keep both of them. One time. Nope. I found a Pat though. So that's something. Baltimore was not Lost Organs format yet. Yes. Oh yeah, I was thinking Peoria when you wrote Baltimore actually. But yeah, that was the wrong format. So that's actually not that relevant, right? Yo, how are you, Kobe Star? Welcome, welcome. What did I actually pick here? Oh, okay. Cool. See, broken deck. Insane deck, actually. Undefeated. No leaks. Is there a tournament in France soon? Yes, it is. Not the next week, but the weekend after. So next weekend is Salt Lake, and the weekend after that is Lille regionals in France. I will be going to Lille, but not Salt Lake. That's my current plan. Unless this deck is busted, then we just all in chat, we book a flight this Thursday and we send it. And that's it. That's it. Too many Blissey last late night, like 6 in phase 2, 3, 4 top 8. Yes, it was way too many Blissey. I would definitely be scared of Blissey if I was playing a tournament like Salt Lake City. It would definitely be something that was on my mind. VIP pass. Full send. What if this deck is broken? We just book a ticket, right? Right, chat? We just run. We send it. VIP ASR is pretty good, but yo, they played a new Palkia art? Okay, that's pretty cool though. Look at it. That's crazy. Actually, I haven't even seen this card. I only saw the V-Star Ultimate art for the promo. Does Gift Energy being banned help these Blisses have success in online tournaments? I will imagine not as much Reggie success as there should be. I mean, that actually matters a little bit. It's true. I don't think Reggie was ever like a super represented the deck anyway. Like, will always be some, but never like a lot Reggies. So it matters some, not a crazy amount. Yeah, exactly. Like the bug definitely like shuts down the few people that wants to play it, right? Is it still a good move to buy a playset of Palkia V and V-Star even with upcoming set? I mean, Palkia will still be good for some time to come, no doubt. Just like it's the same discussion that we had with Mew like many months ago, where I was like, will Mew still be good? Yes, it will still be good. It will probably be good until it rotates. Same with Palkia. A lot has to happen for it to be really bad. Let's see, we'll do Jolteon, and we have an Eevee already. They didn't bench Greninjas. We actually don't need that much here. We might do one more Eevee still though, or the Bidoof. I guess I can pick up one of each, so that's fine. Also, do you need double Jolteon to be like really safe? Yeah, let's do double Jolteon. Badge, Ultra Ball. I think we're gonna stick with the research here, so we're gonna get rid of the VMAX. Because we do have two more. Oh, and this gets either the Bidoof or Eevee. Like Eevee is actually like a little bit safer. Because I need that thing to do something next turn. I also think they're probably gonna attack with the Kyurem here. So then the question is like, where do we put the 6-second damage again? Triple ping on active isn't that easy, honestly. I mean, we could also go for the Thunder Spare, but then we give away 2 prizes. I guess that doesn't actually matter that much though. As long as we can threaten game in like 1 turn earlier. Maybe we would like it on the bench Kyurem actually. Maybe that makes the most sense. And just go for these 2 for game for like in 3 attacks. Well, it could also be 4 attacks, I guess, but okay, that's Capsule, Speed Energy, Pad. I mean, that's perfect. Pad is like really good in this matchup. Super strong. Hopefully we won't need more than 2 Jolteon. I kind of want to pick up a little Bidoof and then go research next turn, but then we're also not guaranteed to find that Jolteon, and we have the Capsule in hand already. They could also Marnie us, you never know, right? They're gonna knock this one out, and then I want to bench. I don't think I have space for the monkey, actually. Let's do a Bidoof though. Like we go through our deck relatively fast here, right? I'm gonna wait 1 turn with the Capsule still. Didn't even know the promo Palkia came out. I know, right? It's pretty cool. See, now we don't even give them the option to vacuum the Capsule, right? They'll probably vacuum the Pat though, which is fine. They only have 1 energy here, so it might not even attack this turn. I mean, like that's optimistic, but Ooh. It's not even vacuum, it's phone for monkey for hopefully vacuum. Did you ever try the quick shooting Sableye deck? Take my favorite cards and smash them together? I didn't yet actually. I do want to try that. Maybe we can do that after, because that actually sounds pretty fun. Do we have the list of the guy that played that in the tournament? So I have something to go off on. Is it very hard to go from besting inform to irrelevant with onset? Indeed, Soda. I agree. People say Shadow Rider was good. Yeah, Shadow Rider was definitely fine, I think. Like you do Shadow Rider with Espen VMAX. It's not that great against the Pat versions, but if you're playing as the Lost Zone deck that doesn't run much Pat, then Espen is incredible. Zapdos V coming back in deck. Zapdos V? Like for Jolteon? No, I doubt it. I doubt it. Ooh, they didn't have it. See, look at that. How many energy do they have in hand though? Oh my god, stop it. You got more? Got more than... Yo, chill. What? How do you do that? Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's amazing. I love it. Okay. I think we bib first. The badge. Let me research. See if we can move this thing. Okay, we can. That's excellent. Okay, so the order would be we go speed energy first, see what we find. And hopefully that finds an evolution. And then we can net afterwards. That was not an evolution. Oh man, I really need to attack this turn with the VMAX. That's important. But I also really need to shut down their abilities. But I guess like right now the Pat is doing it, and I only have one card in hand. So we can try to bank on the Pat actually sticking here. And I'll just pick up a VMAX. I'm gonna be honest, I was pretty sure I saw Jolteon, but I saw the wrong Jolteon. We priced all 3 Jolteons. Okay, I can find it anyway then, so it didn't really matter, right? Cool, 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 cool. I mean, it's not often I bother checking if I have a single copy of a card I play 3 of in my deck. That's pretty unusual. Alright, so I guess I'll rebench this guy again. I mean, there's nothing I can find because they're all here, right? So it's like... it's whatever, man. Whatever, man. What's going on here? I don't know. Crazy stuff going on here. Okay. I see a Melanie. I hope they have to manually retreat this thing. Nope. Okay. Okay, they have to still manually retreat. Fine then. Fine. We have another Pat. It might work out. So many energies though. Save me. I mean, if we had a Jolteon this turn, I mean, I'm just saying, I think it could have worked out. With the new deck, we called V and the Lucky VMAX, Zapdos V counter. I don't know. I mean, yes, but like not yet at least. Maybe we can wait for the VMAX. Then they have more footing. Okay, so we have one more badge and then energy actually. So what if we just like we go for pin missile here? Yeah. I kind of have to be the player, I feel like. I can even get the KO if I'm really sacky. The alternative is to lose another stadium, I guess. No, like we believe, right? We believe. If you have all your Jolteon priced, you need to take some risks. That's my last energy as well. I don't really want to Marnie it, I'm gonna be honest. Like, they took 3 prizes, so their hand is pretty random already. So I guess we just Marnie here. Or like, we keep the Marnie, I mean. Oh, alright, 4 heads. Oh, I never doubted. Never doubt. This thing dead. 1. 2. Okay, I mean, that's good though, that's good. That's like, that's actually really good. Because now he gets knocked out by another attack. That's still key. It was important. It was relevant damage. It was not the 4, but it was good enough. This is an intelligent sample list, limitedcg.com. Okay, thank you. I'll take a look. Christian Sableye is Victor on 95th from Pura. I don't like this list, but the idea has a hold on me. Okay. I'll check it out. Let's build it after. Because I was meaning to look into that deck. Like that idea, I mean, more. Because like, it's kind of similar to the Blastoise, right? But you play other cards, right? Instead of the Water Energy and the Stoise and stuff, you get to play another Radiant Pokemon. And you still get the quick shooting aspect of the deck. It's like the extra damage output. It takes you a little bit more time though. Okay, so now is when we go in. Okay. So we will... I think we actually have to ping this thing. Yeah, and then try to go... Yeah. We ping this, attack it, and then next turn we just need 2 6-Agoons. We have 3 nets. Okay, that's doable. That's doable. The last 6-Agoon is also priced. Okay. How is that possible? Wait, what's happening? Am I blind? No, okay. So the prices, I didn't take any yet, so that makes sense. The prices are triple Jolteon 6-Agoon. I get it, chat. I get it. I have nothing in my deck, okay? I have nothing in my deck. It's cool. It's fine. Completely okay, man. Alright. Let's grab the Eevee. Let's draw 2. Cool. 6-Agoon the Palkia, and then we Marnie. We hit the VMAX. I think like it's better to go Marnie and then the Babe, right? But I'm not like 100% on it. Okay, so that's the last 2 nets we need for game next turn. We still have no Jolteon, but we do have the Pat and the Marnie strat here, so I don't know, man. I don't know, this game is killing me. Nice prices start. Yo, I know. I played 3 Jolteon. Yo, I found one! Not bad. Yo, I found a 6-Agoon too. Hey, excellent. And another Jolteon, look at that, man. Alright, it's fine. They don't have it. They have nothing. It's good, it's fine. Okay, that thing is also turned off. Please God, don't have anything to kick my stadium. Please don't have anything, man. Okay, that's a good start. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. That's alright. They can definitely miss here. Ooh, that's a really two bad cards. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. That's not the stadium. Actually, that's not fine. I can't win next turn now. So now I need to live one more turn. Which is probably very doable as long as I don't get anything here. Ultra Ball also fine. They basically show up at 5 PM on a Tuesday after workday is over. Yeah, that's about the timing of the Jolteons here. They show up at the very end when the game is pretty much over. I can't believe we priced 3 out of 3 Jolteon. That's insane, man. I wonder if they think you have to evolve the Eevees because you're just a nice guy. Yeah, I mean, we're just a really nice guy. Like we decked out completely and saw every single card in the deck, and we still didn't evolve the Eevees. Price for Arceus V, but these prices are pretty amazing. Yeah, these prices are something, man. At least it was the Jolteon, not the Eevee, though. Like 3 Eevees would have been worse. Technically. 3 VMAX would also have been technically worse. Okay, see, they had nothing. Alright. That's good, that's good. Okay, so we need to triple ping the active. That's the new strat there, since that's the one they gave us. Okay, perfect. We have all one. And another one evolves too. Hey, look at that. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, I saved the last ping. I don't want them to know. I don't want them to know. Okay. Shh. We got them, we got them, we got them. No! No! No, man! Oh, we're so close. So close. Jolteon fans in shambles. In shambles, I tell you. I mean, that was pretty close though. I was like, maybe a bench of Jolteon, but it doesn't matter because it isn't tanky enough, right? Man. I mean, I swear, if we don't price triple Jolteon in that game, we win. Okay. Oh, man. Like the water decks we should be able to beat. You just don't play a Radiant Pokemon. I was like, maybe play Hawlucha. Because that makes it easier to knock out the V-Stars, right? What's crazy is just how free that matchup should have been. Yeah, I mean, like, if they couldn't use a single ability that game, then it would have been easier. To be fair though, Pat did block them for the majority of the game anyway. But they got to use it a little bit, which was the problem. They were not supposed to use it at all, right? Then it would have been cool. It was up team change, or you? Okay. Like, that felt so bad that we had to do another one, okay? And then we will look into the Sableye deck. With Intel Online. We just need to give the deck some justice, okay? And then we'll look into the next one. All right, this is the one. Look at that. Okay. That's it. Jolteon couldn't even win against one of its best matchups. Well, I mean, like, Kyurem doesn't have lightning weakness, but before we go, we have to hit him with this one, and then we run. Man, the start was so good as well. Okay, last one. I just want to play one game that's not against one of the 3 tank decks. Doing good, just woke up. Yo, excellent. Spent all last night trying to figure out how to make Erdactyl V-Star with Lost Box work. Ooh, I haven't tried that either. Maybe that's a deck for another day. Could you show the list before you start on Sableye, please? Yes, I can. Multitasking and walking the dog? Yo, that's a lot. This start is like a little bit sus, but we can do with it. Oh, it's Shadow Rider. Okay, so Pat needs to stick. That's what I'm saying here. We can win in 3 attacks, like fair enough, but they can win in 2, so we'll have to attack first. Okay, that helps. That helps a lot. That helps a lot, man. Okay. I don't think we need the Eevee in this matchup, so we're just gonna go like straight for these. Just play the net? Nah, bro, we got this. We have all the pats in the world. We did price the Mew though. So we'll do these 2, and then we're gonna start with the monkey. I'm gonna monkey 1 pat, and I'm gonna quick pull after. Don't need you. I think we're just gonna try to set up like a swarm of Jolteons here. Maybe I also like just pick the 6 again, so I have it for next turn. Yeah, that's probably better. Alright, 2 cards next turn. I went with your Pure list for Team Challenge. Took out a Pad, Monkey, and a Manaphy for 2 horns and a Goon. Yo, that's pretty cool, Raheem. How did it go? 1 Pad, Monkey, and Manaphy, 2 horn and Goon. Yeah, I think those are also like some of the more like interchangeable cards you can do. Like the Pad really depends on how much Impulsion you expect, right? I was expecting quite a lot of it. That's why I really wanted the 4 one. Like to use 4. Ultra Ball. Sometimes lucky, man. Alright. Maybe we're allowed to play this game after all. Okay, we go here. So do we ping the Arceus? They seem to have a pretty slow start actually without supporters here. So maybe we are fine to just like to do that ping. Try to get an attack off here would be amazing. Ooh, that's a good start. Yeah, I'm not gonna bench the second Bidoof, I think. Perfect. Excellent. Yeah, we'll wait 1 turn with quick pull. Because hand still isn't that amazing, you know. And if the Marnios, then we have more cards. And also I can run Guru twice now. Like once this turn, shuffle away the top deck, and once next turn, shuffle away the top deck. If I keep the balls. Third also trying to make Jolteon work in Lost Organs Med as well. I am vindicated. Let's go. It starts in 20 minutes. Okay. Best of luck, Raheem. You got this. I believe. I expect no Impulsion, but we'll see if I'm wrong. Let's see though. Let's see. You still have triple pats if you only cut 1, cross switchers, and triple pad, cross switcher, and escape ropes. So that should be fine. But they still pull that off without abilities. Yeah, that's pretty good. Do we give them a new Jolteon here? Is the question, right? I can triple ping the bench Gardevoir. I can't be worth it, can it? I think we're just like double ping the this guy instead. Pop up. And that should be all the damage we really need. Okay, how many pings do I have left? 2 pings left. It's not enough for this guy. So like make space here. I think we bib first. Will I ever need more Zigzagoon? They're just like they have 3 cards in hand. Probably want to research instead. I can also save the Marnies. I have Marnie Pat. Like if I want to try to lock them. I also feel like they can reach one-shots like kinda easy, so maybe this is also a game where we want to try to go with a pin missile. I just discarded an elemental badge though, which is not great. So maybe I should have kept that one around with the Ranguru. Maybe that would have been a better play. I guess now I have the play of I can go into this, it probably lives, and then we need to attack 3 times. And I can do once with pin missile, I guess. But it would make sense. Like we can win in 3 attacks. It does work. I should probably bench this as well, actually. And then we go to third VMAX. That makes sense too. So no pin missile, just 3 VMAXs. If we get Marnie, I want this card. If they kick my Pat, I can just play another one as well, I guess. I think this is more important because I need to put damage here. They attack and I go bop bop, and then on my final attack I go bop bop on these 2. If they get one more Pokemon, then I still need a boss though. Like maybe we should have to play boss. Yo, what's up, Insane Teaser? You said the good matchup will be easier with a Horn. I'm expecting more good than Empoleon. That's very fair. It will be way easier with a Horn. Them games or like matches I played against Gu at Peoria. They were so close that a single... See, that's why I use Monkey. A single Echo Horn would actually have won both of those. But I was drawing really well though, to be fair. It would be cool if you Cheryl. Yes, a Cheryl would also be amazing here. Like either boss or Cheryl would have been so good here. But I don't know, they will do 180, attack with other Arceus, then we lose the boss. It's like mainly because I didn't use the Oranguru though. I can't force the boss here. Alright, all energies. Cool. So I want to win in 2 attacks. I don't want to win in 3, but we might have to, you know. We still managed to stick Pat though, somehow, some way. We'll bib first, and then speed. Perfect. And we'll wisdom the speed on top and get another speed, of course. Why wouldn't we? And then like, if only we played a boss in this deck, this would have been easy. But we're just not that smart. You're just not that clever. Not much going on. TCG trying some Arctina and Palkia in the last few days. Yo, that's cool. That's cool. Like Palkia is like the more classic pick, but I think like Arctina is like, I expected that to be one of the better decks. like in this format. I'm still kind of surprised that it hasn't had any real results yet. Our updated Jolteon lists are so different. I'm running it with Lost Engine and Sableye, 2 Goon, and I want to mute the V-Star for his V-Star attack onto V Pokemon. Yo, that's crazy actually. That sounds really fun. Like no one has any clue what's going on when you pull that up against them. Oof, can you imagine what we could have done, chat, if we ran a boss? A boss would have been amazing here. Honestly, even a rope would have been given right now. Oh, that's sick. Only we had a damage swap Pokemon in this format. Yo, can we reprint some Dusknoir Sinister Hands shenanigans? That'd be something. Palkia Talon feels really nice to play, loaded as soon as it came out. Arctina seems really fun, especially when playing against multi-pricers. Yes, exactly. Like then you actually get to use your damage output for something. I still think like Arceus variants are like a little bit underexplored this format. Just because it doesn't play great into Kyurem or Tina, obviously. But I mean it still has legs to stand on. Reprint counter energy? Yeah, I'm down. Give me N back first though, and then you can get your counter energy. I'll have to knock out the benched VMAX, because that one has too many energies attached. So at least we can force them to have a boss per game. Like most likely. Depends, I guess it depends how many energy this thing actually fetches here. Okay, nothing. Perfect. Okay, we'll dig very hard for Marnie. We have 2 left. Oh, Cheryl would have been amazing too. I don't think we actually need more, so I'm gonna discard one. I think this one, because I can discard that with... No, wait, I'm gonna quick pull away the research actually. That's how desperate we are. Yeah. That's definitely how desperate we are. I mean, lose the boss anyway, so we don't actually need to prepare anything if they have that. Okay, so this one is failing. We're quick pulling this. We're failing that as well. Then we pat. We Jolteon. I also think we just net the Zigzagoon, because it doesn't really matter. It's just like if they have 1 net now, then at least like we have the other one, because I want to knock out like one of those 2 next turn. And then we look at 4, and then we look at 2, and then we look at 1. So it has to be in like the bottom 2. Okay, it's not perfect. I don't think we need to see any of these cards next turn anyway, because it doesn't matter. Or maybe a pat actually, but we can draw into that regardless, so it doesn't matter. So Marnie, we attack, and then they miss the boss, and we have game, right? Yeah, the monkey doesn't matter. I don't want to see any of these cards anyway. Alright. Thunder. No boss, 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 no boss. Please don't boss. Not today. Don't boss me, don't boss me, don't boss me. 24 cards left. 4 cards in hand. No way, no shot. Absolutely no way. Respond to your DM Thor. Yo, they had a boss! Incredible. Alright, we tried. Let me check my DMs. No, of course not, Mello. Of course not. Excellent. Then we will we'll keep at it then. Perfect, perfect. Can't believe they had the boss, man. we played through win condition at least. Is this when we add the boss? Okay. We will what's happening now is we will look at the list a second, and then we're also gonna build the Sableye Inteleon deck as well. Be honest with me, Thor, how many wins has this deck got? I think it's like 50-50 so far. Like the win rate when we're not turn 1 conceding is actually pretty high. Alright? But who's counting? Who's counting? Like if your opponent is opening Blissey or Gudra, then you don't get to play. I thought this could be like an interesting idea still though. Alright. So I think the deck needs 1 boss, 1 Cheryl. What do you think, guys? We have monkeys, so we can keep them around. One boss, 1 Cheryl. And we can cut nothing. But we'll have to cut something. Are we cutting on the Jolteon V? I feel it's kind of bad. It's such a good opener too, though. What will you cut here, chat? A research? Go down to 3. And... oof, the other card is kind of hard, actually. Maybe a Jolteon. Cut Mew. But Mew was so good so far, though. Like, we used it a lot of games. Like, the only game we didn't use it was when it was literally priced. Like, it's been really nice. It digs for the tools as well. It was a brace art. We have P-Pass? Nah, it's fine. Alright. So the plan now is we build the Sableye Intelligent deck, and then we also take a quick chat with Mellow Magikarp and his podcast. What do you think, chat? That'll be fun. Let me see if I can find it on Limitless real quick. Let's see. Oh yeah, wrong Limitless site. Limitless TCG tournaments Peoria. Is that 96 or something, right? It was 90 something. Where is it? 95. This might be the one. Yes, I found it. Excellent. All right, cool. I'll copy it so you can see it as well. Let's see. Copy. So this is what we're going off of. What do you think, chat? First impressions. What are we thinking here? It's kind of cool that Level Ball like now has so much to do those. I think I want more Level Balls. It is like pretty thin on ball cards in general though. It means you get to play the shard still. I don't think I want to play the 6 again if you have the quick shooter though. That seems overkill. Been waiting for that podcast. It's happening now. Dragapult Lost Zone. That also sounds kind of fun actually. Is the toolbox item any good for a deck like Jolteon to help with tools? Even in that deck I don't think that's too great. But there was another card I actually considered to help, and that was the Oranguru here. Like it doesn't work that well with Pat, that's why I reconsidered, but this is actually not bad. Like you get to pick out 2 tools, and it's 2, right? So you can pick out Balloon to help him retreat, and then you can pick up the tool you need for Jolteon, like either Jolteon. Dragapult maybe is cool, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about it either. Like, it's actually probably okay right now. If you play the 70 HP Sobble, so the Drapion doesn't like completely screw you over. It's not that much dark left, right? It's like mainly Drapion. Wouldn't Water Energy be good here for Mirror? It's the quick shooting in Inteleon, so the Water Energy doesn't actually have a target. But if you play the older Inteleon, then I see it though. Maybe we want like 1 of each. Okay, how we build this? I definitely think we can do something here. We're definitely swapping this first though, as like first step. Oh, much better. I also prefer Giovanni. What about you guys? Giovanni or Lysander? I'm a Giovanni simp. You must really like monkeys? Yes, for sure. Gio, I agree. Never been big into Palpads. It's actually better when you can sort it out though. I will give it that. 4 crystal is nice to just find an energy, but I do want to bump out the level ball count here. I also don't really see the poke gear when you actually play Shady Dealings. So then I'd much rather have more level balls. Is there ever a world where we start playing Irida? Like, Irida finds the Cramorant as well. You want a rare candy? I kinda do. But then you want the Ticker and Talon line as well, though, right? Irida or Sigs? Oh yeah, I forgot to take out the Sig yet. Perfect, thank you. Oh no, not the shard. I double clicked. Yeah, Sig definitely goes here. Take the Goon out for Guru. Yes. Wait, where did my shard go? There we go. I keep my shard. As far as like the Mew matchup go, like we have 2 pad, 1 court. It's like, I think this is definitely a deck where you would want to play Roxanne though, because suddenly you have a way to find it the turn you actually need it, right? And that's cool. We like that. The Ultra Ball is probably going to be too expensive anyway, I think. Like, will we ever actually be allowed to play this card? Rather colors early than Irida? I mean, definitely. Like, Irida would be like kind of mid-game-ish. Like after the first 2 turns. Like, if we're still like just rushing for Sableye anyways, it doesn't really matter, right? Like, Irida would be something if we played like a little bit heavier on the Sobbles here. And a candy and quick shootings, right? Yeah, we're only allowed to play 4 colors. That's like the main thing, I guess. Drizzle for Irida still lets you drizzle for quick shooting. Yes, exactly. Like maybe like one of Irida is okay, right? Not like if we don't do anything heavy Irida, but just like a one of Irida instead of the Ultra Ball. Just to conserve resources better. I'm also like not too on board with the training court in here. Like, you need very little energy, so that one doesn't really fit too well. The 1 crystal is fine though. Let's do like 1 golden. Evolution Instant be better than Ultra Ball in here? I mean, honestly, I think so. I think Irida would be better than Incense as well, though. So if we got 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Like, cross-switch would be kind of amazing in a deck with Shady Dealings too, though. What if we have like one of the Shady Dealings in Teleon? Because we can actually attack with it. Is this too ambitious? I don't know. I want a little bit heavier emphasis on the Intel line if we are gonna bother playing it in the first place. Then we get away with 1 less here. Yeah, I just want to bump up the Intel line actually. Or just like, can I take it all the way? Can I just do Sobbles? Candies? Because now I have like a full worthy Intel line. It's not that many cards to do, right? Is this the candy I want? No, this is the candy I want. Still don't understand how Bandit has not made it into this Lost Box to help get supporters and fill Lost Zone. It's true. I also thought that would be like intuitively one of the cards you would want, but the decks are so tight and you don't really want to prioritize getting it in the early game. Like, weirdly enough. But it could still work. I haven't actually tried it much. I rather you can play 5, you don't get caught. And in pre-release, it's true. In pre-release, you can play multiple. They need water energy though. It's also true. Now, like, we would love 1 water as well. The deck is only running 3 Psychic, and so it's fair to run the 1 Water. Oh yeah, we need to swap these as well, obviously. Let me see what Mellow is up to. He didn't message me yet, so we're good. We're good to build, chat. Alright. Just waiting for you, Kick. I mean, you didn't tell me anything. I just checked my DMs. You said nothing. So I'm out there building decks in the meantime, bro. Let's see. Fire. Maybe with the tin and talent, you mainly use shadings for 2 or more colors. Yes, I mean, I think so. But I just wanted to like lean more into it, as since we were first like doing it. And see how much we can actually take advantage. Let's see. I mean, this looks pretty fun though. We're 3 cards over right now. Heavy Ball would be cool as well. Do you think we can do the 1 mana fee? Actually, like a carrier in this deck would be amazing, right? Yeah, I'm actually gonna do a carrier here. That looks so good. Mellow's waiting room. I should change the title anyway. Actually, we're done with Jolteon right now. What's the podcast called? Lake of Rage, right? Lake of Rage podcast and new decks update. 4 cards over. It's fine. Let's see if I can find. There we go. Join the call when you're ready. Okay. I'll join the call. I'll just update this. All right, we'll finish the deck after chat. Let's save it for now. Sableye, Intellion. I mean, it looks kind of cool though. I like it. It has some potential. Maybe just like combining the 2 best engines is the best way to go about it, right? It'd be amazing if it actually worked. Let's see. For you guys to hear Mellow, I might need to add something though. Let me see. I usually have that sword. Don't I have that sword somewhere else? Can I? Life is difficult when you're a boomer, chat. You're so lucky you get to hear me. I'm trying. Where did I add my source again? That should be this one. And then it should be this one. All right, I think you will be able to hear him, so I'll join the call now.
Yo.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Perfect. Wait 1 second. All right. How is this? I just wanted to like check the settings before we started. I think it's fine. Can you hear Mellow, chat? And then I'll stop.
Yeah, chat. I'm the only voice you need to hear right now. I assume that means. Oh, I should mute the stream.
Actually, might be like a crazy echo. That would be bad.
I don't know. Chat's not saying anything yet. A bit loud. Yeah, I should be loud. That's true.
I can turn him down though. Let's see.
Oh, Mello's echoing. Okay. Turn down's easy. You can just right click on Discord and change my volume.
Yeah, I did that.
Okay.
You're on speakers because I'm really lazy. That's the problem. So when do I find my? I don't even know where my headset is, man. What about I mute myself every time you speak, and then I.
Oh my god.
Is that easier? Wait, hold on. Give me a second. I'll find my headset.
I don't. Okay, it's on your end, not mine, so I don't care.
All right, that's cool. That's cool. 1 second.
Living in a canyon? No, that's. Apparently, I'm coming through towards speakers, and then his mic is picking up the speakers. So, oh, I can hear myself if I turn on the sound. That's cool. Oh, it's not that bad. Chat, you should hang out and listen to Tord talk about his tournament run. Or, chat room, hear me out. I can have propaganda because he's not here. You could listen to the Lake of Rage podcast later and hear all about Tord and his tournament run. Wow, what a good deal. Confusing. I'm now used to my voice, thankfully. So it's like, fine. Yeah, we're going to do an interview, chat room. You're not my chat room, though. I guess you're Tord's chat. Oh, he's back. Shh. Pretend nothing happened.
Yo, chat, I'm literally too lazy for this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna mute myself here, and then if you want to hear both the audios, just turn on Mellow stream, okay? And there you'll hear it. Well, I'll just mute myself on my OBS, okay? You can still be here and chill, but like just open the other stream too, and then you hear both of us, okay?
I'm not streaming this. I'm just recording it.
Oh really? I thought you were streaming, man. Oh no, that ruins my whole plan. Mellow. Oh man, what did I do then? Okay, I'll try to get my headset to work then, I guess.
I was gonna say, just you can just run the slightly annoying version, I guess, if you want. Here, let me.
We can.
I hear the echo now. That's weird.
You sure you can deal with the echo? I'm not sure, man. Oh, okay. Let me see if this works first. I gave it if it's easy.
Fine, chat seems into it. I don't know. It's up to you. I don't want to like ruin the fact that you're trying to make content right now.
Nah, it's okay. It's all good.
I know about the other 164, bro. The other 164 people are going to get the best content. I am the best interviewer in the Pokemon trading card game community. You all are in for a treat. Or not. I don't know. We're mostly going to talk about Leafeon VMAX, I think. The only logical thing to do. Oh, wait, yeah, Anthony's got the right idea. Forgot about me? Mike, why would I forget about you? We had you on the podcast, Mike. You were amazing. I'm a better interviewer. I'm going to stand by that. I'm the best interviewer. But Mike, no, you were great. No, you're not. No. You can be number 2, Mike. You can be number 2. There are more interviewers. There aren't many. There's not much competition, to be fair. That is a good point. It's like I'm claiming I'm the best one because there's like 5 people who do it.
Man, no, my screen doesn't work anymore. What the fuck? Man.
So if we're learning anything, you don't have to know technology to win a regional.
No, you definitely don't. I wonder what happened with my screen though. Now it's black.
Because it's so hard. You're not wrong. It's so hard. The scheduling's like way harder than you expect it to. Thankfully, by this point, I'm big enough where everyone responds to my DMs. But before you get there, too, it's really annoying. Like, I'm excited for the podcast if it ever gets up and running. But we'll see. I'm in. I love audio. Stuff to listen to. Oh, what happened to the stream? Oh, there we go. Yo, what up, Chim Change?
Okay. But now, can you even hear him anymore, chat?
Oh, I hope so. I've been talking to them. Oh, I hope so. I've been talking to them.
Okay, they can. Perfect.
Okay, cool.
Okay. We're just gonna send it, okay? Full send.
Tord, I appreciate you being here and helping out and etc.
No.
Wait,
worries,
no,
no worries.
I'm giving you the clout here. I'm giving you a platform that you need.
Yes, exactly. That's how it works here. All right.
That's exactly. Okay, so my plan is I'll do the quick little intro, right? And with me is Tord Reklev, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
And then we'll talk about the tournament prep, like how you came to be with the deck. And I'm going to mention like, hey, you played this on stream, very similar. How did you decide it was the deck? All that kind of stuff. And then we'll get into the tournament run. I don't need a round by round unless you like really want to. But if you can kind of go through maybe a couple highlight things that happened between day 1, day 2. And then maybe some ways like, is this like the ending will be like, is this deck a good play? How would the list change? Is this a specific meta call? And now it's no longer the move, stuff like that.
All my secrets at once? Is that what you want? Okay. I see.
I didn't even bring up the secret deck that I DM'd you. You refused to play.
I don't know how secret it is. It's just like, it's a meta call type of thing, right? You can beat like 2 or 3 decks with it, but
just wait. Those screenshots are going live when you win Lil with that deck. Ooh, I'm gonna take credit for it. Just throwing it out there.
Okay, then I really have to start testing the deck then, because right now I won't touch it with a pole, right? So, but I see where you're coming from.
No. I've proposed that deck to several people, and everyone's told me it's bad. So maybe not. Okay, are you ready?
I am ready. Yes.
Sweet. Ooh, actually, let me fix your sound a little bit real quick. There we go. Okay. And start. Yo, and welcome to the 78th episode of Lake of Rage, a Pokemon trading card game podcast. I'm your host, as always, Kevin Clementi, aka Mellow_Magikarp, and joining us once again is the up-and-coming Tord Reklev, fresh off of winning a regional in Peoria, Illinois, which I've been told is in fact a place. Tord, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me here. We're doing excellent today.
Thank you for being here, Tord. You are always one of the most requested individuals on the podcast. And I think there's an answer to that everyone needs to know. Tord, you stream. What is your Twitch channel called?
I'm currently streaming for TCG Park. So you can find me on Twitch under TCG Park. That's the one. So I do stream pretty frequently these days as well, like almost every day. I'm streaming like on average like 5 days a week. So when I'm out traveling, I'm trying to like add a little bit extra, like when I get back. But when I'm traveling, obviously we'll miss a couple days of when I play the tournaments. But then maybe they have official streams that maybe I can like stream from there instead. By play. You never know. That's what I'm up to these days.
Ooh, are we gonna get a co-stream this weekend for Salt Lake City?
Oh yeah, that's the thing. I was hoping to like get to watch and stream and have some sort of watch parties. Maybe that would be fun.
Ooh, I'm in. I'll definitely be there. Since I won't be at Salt Lake City, I need something to do.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
We got a very special episode for you today. I had to lead with that. Normally that's the closing, right? But I feel like people still don't know that Tord streams. And though there's like a lot of people in the chat right now, right? But like there should be more. There should definitely be more. Because you just won a regional, Tord. And you won a regional with a deck that you streamed. So I'm curious, how did you prepare for Peoria, and what made you actually come to the decision to play the Lost Zone box with the 3 vacuums and 4 Path of the Peak, something that you willingly leaked on stream? So how did you actually come to this as your deck choice?
I mean, like, it's hard to not combine some testing and like on stream, right? It kind of has to be done, right? I can't be too secretive about everything, so it will obviously overlap here and there. And I was testing just a new engine, right? Like we haven't had like such a new different engine in many years, I think. So I really just want to get as much testing in with that as possible. And so I played a lot of it. I was pretty set on wanting to bring something with the new engine for the event. Trying to take advantage of like me having played the game for so long, right? And like being like hopefully more adaptive when something new comes out than others. Then maybe I could like try to build a deck that or a list that would be a little bit more optimized than others, and maybe include cards that were not as commonly played. Talking about like the choices in that list, I choose to go with Heavy Pat over the Pokestop and the Canceling Cologne. Like Pat is like in general just a stronger card than what Canceling Cologne is. You do miss out on the Pokestop effect, obviously, right? But Pokestop is not a card I enjoy to play either, because it does so random, right? Some games you can just like completely screw you over, and you have to build your deck very different when you run Pokestop. You have to run like Pad and Rod and stuff like that, just in case Pokestop is mean to you. And I didn't want to like play the game like that. It's oftentimes just too much variance than for my liking. So like Pad made a ton of sense to me, like a really solid card overall, blocks down almost every deck in the format. And it also has really great synergy with like what the deck tries to do. You try to like lock down your opponent's engines, right? So Sableye, super good against Bidoof, against Sobbles, right? So you lock down that. And if your opponent has something big in play, like a big engine, right? That are not that easy to shut down, Crobat, Kyurem VMAX, like anything heavy, right? Then Pat actually takes care of that again. So then you have a very effective threat against to shut down both or like all engines that your opponent can possibly play again. So that's that was like the main plan, and I just like I just played the deck a lot and changed cards as I went, and that was like the main thing, and that's how I ended up with the deck like that in the end. I also like included those cross switchers though, which were also pretty good. I think those were great.
So as you said that, I'm curious, is your approach with the deck as like a disruptive deck because you have the Sableye to pick off the engines and stuff like that? Is this less of like a, oh, I'm going to take 6 prizes as fast as possible? Obviously you need to, but more of a like, okay, I'm going to try and stop my opponent from playing the game and then run over them? Like, is that kind of a mentality you get into when you're playing this specific list?
Like just in general, I think that like when you play a card game, a lot of the battle is about trying to find the cards you need each turn, right? And it's the same thing for your opponent. So if you are very focused on engines when you play the game, like when you build your list yourself and when you play against your opponents, then you can make a lot of stuff happen if you focus a little bit on like just shutting down your opponent's engine. Because if you're just running into your opponent's active all the time, then that's usually what your opponent wants to do as well. That's how their deck functions. So if you're able to, you don't have to always play the game as straightforward as that, as attacker knocks out attacker until all the prizes are gone. You can also disrupt your opponent by going after the engines. That's like a kind of cool side quest you can go for if you want a different price trade here.
I've never heard anyone describe a TCG as having a side quest. So a little bit more about prep then. So you were into the Lost Zone engine because you thought you could have something better than everyone else. Like you thought you could build the deck and play it better than most other people at the start of a format. Is that specific? Like, is that just, oh, this is so different, I'm going to take advantage of that fact? Or is this something you can do in every format and say, I am so experienced and I put so much time in that I can have an optimized list of something new and just wipe the field? Like, is that a mentality you always have when a new thing comes out?
I don't know, it sounded way worse when you said it like that, but I feel like I could have some sort of advantage, but not like something crazy. But like if I could get some, then that would be great, right? I like it's as for new formats, it's usually more rewarding to put in time and effort into lists because they are less explored and like the less time a format has had, right? The more chance you have of actually finding something new that people haven't actually seen and tested against yet, right? So if possible, I always try to bring something new if I can. Like I do like the surprise factor a lot, and I figured that like it was not like an unknown deck by any means going into tournament. It was expected to be like the most played deck even, but I was hoping that the changes I made with the list, like the choices in the path, in the cross switcher, and like a very consistent approach as well. Like you will see that this list has so many switching outs. It's very easy to get to 10 with Sableye, which is, in my opinion, the most important part of the whole deck. Because Sableye is so powerful again that like getting to Sableye one turn earlier makes the difference between you losing or winning a lot of the time. So like all these choices, I hope that those would accumulate into something that could give me some advantage. The other cool thing about the deck is that it prolongs the game naturally by being a single price deck. So it makes it very difficult for the opponent to play against, but it also makes it very difficult for you to play it yourself as well. So like you heighten the difficulty level of almost any game you go into compared to a lot of other decks where games are faster when your Pokemon are worth more prizes. So as long as the deck is like consistent enough, that's usually my problem. Like a deck isn't consistent enough that I want to bring it if it's single pricer, because it's very hard to stream attackers when they're worth one price because you need 6 of them, and that's a lot. This deck could actually do it very consistent. Like all the attackers need 0 or 1 energy, and they're all basics. And like at that point, it's actually fair because you can actually do it properly. A single prize stage 1 or stage 2 deck already like that's almost impossible. You're always gonna miss out on attacks, right? Almost regardless how good your engine is. But if you barely need a single attachment and everything is basic and your engine can deck yourself out by turn 3, I think it's okay. Then you can send the single pricers in, and it's consistent enough, and it makes the game difficult enough that it was fine. Like I always try to gravitate towards a deck that will make both me and my opponent have a hardest time as possible playing. That's what I find the most fun. That's why I played Urshifu for like a whole season with ton of one-offs. My opponents are like, I have no clue what you're throwing at me. And I was sitting like, I just need a minute. I'm just gonna try to figure out this puzzle, right? It's like trying to just make the game a little bit more difficult. It sounds almost sadistic, but it's really fun. So I do hate myself sometimes at the end of the day, like because I had a lot of long rough matches, and I still have to like play fast and very well to still be able to do things. But it is I think the payoff is worth it, and it was really fun to play this one.
To go off of the like long games and stuff like that, and to stick in the prep mode, like so before you played in the tournament, this is a deck we all knew was going to take a while. I haven't been playing IRL lately. I'm not sure if you had the opportunity, to play the Lost Zone engine on paper much before the tournament? Did you get a lot of practice on paper, or was it purely on PTCGO? And if so, on paper, how did you know, like, yes, this is a deck that doesn't take too long. This is a deck that I can play and finish, however many games your goal is in the amount of time.
Yeah, that's funny actually. I shuffled up my first literal game with the deck ever in paper form, the first round of that regional. Never touched that deck in paper form before. It was funny. So I was like trying to figure out, okay, do I want to flip my comfy or do I put something on it? I don't know. We'll figure it out. So it was definitely like an experience. As for time, I just immediately assumed that this was a best of one deck because you do so many small things each turn, and another problem is that like all the things you do are also very difficult. So you will naturally take up the majority of the game time. Like even if you try to play relatively fast, since you have so many actions each turn, you'll naturally be the one that plays the most Pokemon each round. I had a couple opponents that like were like almost mad about it, but that's just the habit of the deck. Like you will be using the majority of the time, right? If you're up against a Kyurem deck and they play Melanie attached attack, then it's your turn again and you use 15 comfies, one supporter and a lot of switch cards, then like your turn will take 5 times as long as theirs, right? It's no doubt. And I figured that was fine. It's kind of like this unspoken agreement between the players when you go into a game. Like, this is a best of one. If you beat me this first game, you win. That's it. That's the match. But the other way as well is like, it's if you manage to win the first one, then it's very difficult for game 2 to finish again. So like tips going up against it, then like scoop game 1 very early if you think you're gonna lose it. If you play out game 1, then you can't be surprised if game 2 doesn't finish. It's very much a best of one deck, I think. You saw that like in top 8, we played a mirror of this deck. Like we barely finished. We couldn't even finish 2 games, right? Like we could have, but it was not needed. It was pretty crazy.
That was going to be one of my questions. So since we're there, the best of one deck concept, and anyone who's played like Malamar, for example, the Giratina spell tags is probably used to this, but we have a lot of players who joined post-pandemic, or players like me who never actually played Malamar themselves because they hated it. Is this a deck where you're finishing in less than like half an hour? Or is this, when you say best of one deck, is this literally like a 35-40 minute to finish a game 1 most of the time?
This is definitely 35 to 40 minutes to finish one game, yes.
Okay, so it's not even close to getting the second game in.
No, not even close. You would have to have like a really poor start from one of the players to actually finish like 2 games even. It's essentially the same speed as Inteleon Charizard, and that deck is also very much a best of one deck. That deck doesn't finish 2 games, right? If you're up against that thing in a tournament, you're playing a best of one by all likeliness, right?
Yep, I bodied myself at Worlds by trying to make it a best of 3 deck. 0 out of 10. Do not recommend that one.
Yeah, but, anyway. I see that. That also definitely feels like a best of one type of thing.
So one more question about the tournament prep, and this is about your list in general. So when I started playing back 2018, you were already big by then. People had already known you. This was post Zoropod, right? Everyone was like, the Tord Reklev build is 4 ofs across the board with maybe a couple techs here and there. And I was like, okay, this is how you build decks. Then you did Urshifu things, and your deck was 41 ofs with a 4/4/2 Inteleon line. Are we now back to a format where we're at 4 of all of our consistency cards and we're past that like 1 of everything? Is this the new, like, this is the way you have to play the game when you're not playing Inteleon? Or is this just a early format, things are going to change a little bit?
Okay, so you're onto it. Inteleon enables crazy things. As long as the Inteleon line is thick and the search outs for the Inteleon cards are are there, then it's completely fine to play a ton of one-offs because you always have access to them. The problem again comes to like when you don't have that insane of an engine. Like when I started playing as well, like my like one of my first decks, like my first real deck was LBS, going all the way back, and that deck was also like just the tech fiesta, one of everything, one of every attacker, but super consistent because it had basically Intellion. Like it had something better. It had pitch shot. You can search out one card every single turn, so you could always find your tech card or your one-off whenever. So that was really strong. So it's all about just having a strong core that can search out whatever you want. Then it's fine to do all the one-offs. I usually always been like a 4-off player if I can do it, right? Like the one-off shenanigans or Shifu thing that's like a 2022 thing. Like I had like most of my career that's an exception. Is always been trying to just make things as stupidly consistent as possible. Like I truly believe that like if you can push a deck to a consistency level that just looks so redundant, it's silly, then it's really good. I always want to go a little bit above and beyond when it comes to like the norm of consistency, and just cut all the fluff if possible. So you saw that at my pure release, for example, I did a pretty ballsy call with cutting Echo Horn and Zigzagoon, and that was mostly on the fact that I counted on my opponent thinking I was going to play them anyway. So
I would have.
Like if I'm almost decked out and I'm playing that deck, right, and I haven't played a single Echo Horn yet or Zigzagoon, there's no world you would not play around that card, right? Absolutely no world. That deck usually plays 2 or 3 Echo Horn. Of course you would play around it. And that's also what happens. I won like multiple games just because my opponent simply couldn't take the liberty of not playing around it. Same with Zigzagoon. I think it actually won me straight up my top 8 match. John not be like daring to put down his Sableye Zigzagoon combo because he was like, yo, he has all his Echo Horns and Zigzagoon left. I'm just loose on the board, right? There's no chance. It's like his whole deck in hand. What's the point, right? Have to go for this like other play instead, or else he knew he had lost. Like he knew, quote unquote, but like he hadn't, right? Because I didn't play those cards. But he couldn't really take the risk there. So it was one of those things. And now that I want to talk about the list, like going forward, right? Now that the list is kind of out there, then I think it would also make sense to see if we can add Echo Horn or Zigzagoon back in. But that's the beauty of it, right? You won't know if you play them or not. So it will depend. But that was definitely like a call I wanted to make. I want to cut the fluff there, because they're not needed to win games. And if your opponent is playing around them, they actually don't do that much in almost any game anyway. But if you don't have them and your opponent knows, then you can get very punished for not playing them. Was like the main thing.
So do you think, is this something we hear all the time, like, oh, there's so much information now, it's harder to metagame, or it's like easier to metagame, harder to innovate. You know, people always complain about that. Is this something that you can take advantage of, or you're saying you are capable of taking, not you, but like people are capable of taking advantage of because you know the same information as everyone else? You're able to make these changes and be like, okay, I'm going to use your information against you. Is this something you think is like a very valid strategy?
Just like metagame and come up with a like a valid counter to what you expect, since everything is so open. We have all these tournaments. Is that what you're thinking about?
Yeah. I mean, like most people say you can't do that anymore, right?
It's definitely like a thing. Everything is very open, and like the formats move way faster than before. Like normally you would actually need all these IRL events to have meta shifts, but now you can have meta shifts just purely on online events in the meantime between them, which is crazy. Like example is after Peoria, suddenly Blissey become super popular and good online, which is crazy, right? Because it has good matchup into Lost Box again. And there was like one more factor though. It was also like the Kyurem list kind of cutting down on Napoleon, because they were like, oh, what's the point? People play Pat anyway, right? Why would I bother? 2 dead cards. And then the Miltank suddenly enters the battlefield and completely sweeps up the Kyurem matchup as well. Because now they don't have Empoleon to counter that anymore. They weren't really trying to counter Miltank, but it just like naturally happened, right? But now if they cut it, then suddenly Blissey gets two of the biggest matchups. He gets the Lost Box and he gets the Kyurem matchup. So then, of course, it can make waves and do stuff online. And then now suddenly, like maybe back to the heavy hitters again, right? Like going back to Giratina and Kyurem, maybe with Empoleon to counter the Miltank again, so that you have that matchup on lockdown. So I don't know. It's pretty cool to see how people think and like how the meta like continuously evolves even between tournaments, like the RL tournaments.
So I'm curious, because I will get angry DMs if I don't ask this question right now. Is Blissey a real deck to consider either playing or, most importantly, teching for like Salt Lake City, which is in, at the time of recording, 5 days, and Lille, which is in about a week and 5 days? Is it like real, or is this online tournaments being online tournaments?
I mean, Blissey has always been like a really real deck in Japan, and it almost won an regionals in the NA as well. So I mean, it's the deck for sure. It's definitely a deck. So, how much you want to tech against it or care about it is another thing, though. But I will say that it is one of the easier decks to pick up, cost-wise, play-wise, anything. So. And it does have some good matchups in the format right now. So it's definitely one of the decks I would care about that deck going forward now, just because it's good into, like, any deck that's good into the winning deck usually has a fair chance like afterwards. My list.
So if you were in, keep going.
Yeah, my list for Peoria, right, was not trying to beat Blissey at all. I got saved by a miracle. The one match I played against it in Peoria.
Wait, we'll get to that one. Hold it, keep going.
But what was I gonna say?
You were not tech for Blissey.
Yeah, I didn't tech for Blissey. I didn't play the Pokestop version. The Pokestop version actually pretty much a lot better against Blissey than what the pad version is, because the pad just actively hurts you, because Charizard is your only attacker that do something in that matchup. And you can't use it because you only have your own pads. So for you to KO a Blissey, you need double vacuum. You need to vacuum a pad, and you also need to vacuum their tool as well to actually get that KO. And you play 3 vacuums, and you need 6 of them to get through 3 Blissey's. But that doesn't really work out, right? The math doesn't add up here for you to get through 3 Blissey's. That's a problem. Obviously, you can try to poke the Blissey and hope they can't heal, but that's also really difficult. You can usually do that to one of them. Like if you attack one of the Blissey's 4 times, yes, they might miss a heal card one of those times, right? And then you can use only 1 vacuum when you kill that one. And then you have 2 more vacuums for the next one, but the third one, no clue how you get through that one. And even like the first 2 are difficult, right?
Oh yeah, no, I played against it on ladder. It's your list needs something to beat Blissey.
Yeah, like right now it doesn't have much at all. The Pokestop version though has triple stop and 2 vacuum. So that one can actually kill 2 Blissey very straight up, like without too much of a hassle. And if you save your stops and vacuums properly, like you can probably get through 3 of them as well. If you just like poke the first one until it can't heal anymore, and then you can do the triple charge play, which should work actually. So that one has a way easier time with the 5 outs instead of 3 outs. But I was willing to take that sacrifice for a lot of matchups.
Yeah, I feel like everyone in that room was willing to take the L to Blissey. Because why wouldn't you, right?
Yeah, how many were you realistically gonna face, right? How many actually play that deck? But yeah,
it was pretty successful though. 1 out of every 5 made it to day 2, which is not bad.
I mean, that's not bad at all, actually.
No, yeah, I went through the data just because I looked at it and it was not what I expected. Gudra, a third of them, Reggie's a quarter of them, and Bliss Tank was a fifth of them. Made it into day 2. If you're curious, what about Baby Lost Zone? 7%. It was the least successful deck in the tournament that made day 2, outside of like Dialga, I guess.
Lost Box least successful? Oh man. I mean,
it did win.
I guess it makes sense though. The deck has so many small things you can do every turn to just like completely throw the game. So I mean, it kind of makes sense. Like long days, it's easy to lose focus for sure. I lost focus in top 4, but somehow I didn't get punished enough. So that was great.
So off of that, let's get into the tournament run a little bit. The very first thing I always love asking is you're sitting down for round 1. You've submitted Lost Zone, a deck that you've technically never used the engine before IRL. Those Comfies that you've sleeved up they're pack fresh. They have never been shuffled or anything. They're ready to go.
Yup.
How are you feeling? You are at what we thought at the time was the largest regional ever, playing a deck that you've never actually used on paper. Are you thinking, I've got the play, I'm winning this thing? Are you nervous? Are you excited? Like, where are you at emotionally?
I'm like business as usual, right? I don't know. It's I was definitely like interesting. I was excited to see if the deck would work as well in theory and online as in actual paper cards, you know, because sometimes that doesn't correlate perfectly. But I still think PGO is a pretty great tool for testing. So I trusted PGO, and I was like, my win rate here is high. It should be fine. Let's send it and see how it goes. It was definitely it was definitely a little bit extra of nerves going into not having touched the engine before IRL. I was really curious to how it would pan out.
How did day 1 go for you?
All right, so it was kind of like a roller coaster as well. So I started off the first match tying to Mew. Like going into the tournament, I was like, just give me 9 Mews and we'll get this tournament. And then I find Mew first round, and I still managed to tie to it, which wasn't great. Because that was supposed to be like my best matchup.
How did you tie? Shouldn't the matchup because in theory, right, you said it's a best of 1 deck, and Mew also has really long turns. So how did that end up in a tie?
So I was going in thinking it was going to be a best of 1 as well. So I was trying my best. Game 1, like really tried to squeak out the game, but it just didn't quite pan out. I had like a relatively weak beginning, but not weak enough to scoop, you know. Just weak enough to come like that one turn behind that I couldn't. I think I might have missed an attack. I'm not completely sure. I did end up like losing a really close game 1, and then game 2 I was doing my turbo thing again, where I just started not deck checking, throwing cards onto the board, and just doing my best to see if I could finish it. And I think I finished it in turns of time. So that was a very close call to get a tie, but I was still very happy with the tie though, because since I lost the first game, and as we said, if you lose the first game, that's probably just gonna be a loss, right? It's hard to finish the second game regardless there, but somehow like managed to finish game 2. My opponents were really kind to me and played relatively fast with me, so or else it probably wouldn't have worked out.
It's one of those situations where they match your pace, which it's something I think we all instinctively do.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I do that a lot as well. If my opponent suddenly speeds up, then I often speed up as well. Like it's just a natural habit, right?
Oh, for sure. So you're 001. How you said it's a roller coaster. It literally can't go forward. It has to go up or down from here. Well, it doesn't, I guess, but what's happening in the next couple of rounds? Like, is it going better? Is it going worse? Are you starting to doubt your choice? Are you like, this deck's broken? Where are you at?
I was still like, after the tie, I was thinking, it's still fine. I still like my deck. Like the deck was still like running relatively smooth in both the games. Like apart from me being 1 turn behind, it was operating well. I do win the next couple of rounds. So I'm 201 going into the 4th round, which is going to be before lunch break. And then I
Perfect.
faced my first Gudra. And I'm like, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I didn't want this to happen, but here we are. And I took a loss. I think that one wasn't that close, but it was mainly because I didn't have that Echo Horn. Like I remember both my Gudra matches. If I had Echo Horn in my list, like it just need to be in the list, because I would decked out like twice to find it. It would actually have been enough, because I just needed a way to take down something else. But I got completely bodied by like a lone Gudra. I could not touch that thing. Just like very completely checkmated by it. But if I had like a way to take those 2 last prizes, then could have gotten there. It was still like relatively close. I was like, I went like Marnie Pat attack, and I had to figure out a way to heal it, and if not, I would take it out afterwards. But it was definitely not easy. It's a bad matchup. I can't say anything else. And I took my loss as expected in that round, and that was 2-1 going into lunch.
Before we move on to the next round, was it Arceus Gudra or Lost Zone Gudra?
It was Arceus Gudra.
Okay, so the good version.
Yeah, the good version, I guess. I'm not sure like which one I actually like the most. I barely seen the Lost Zone one being played. Played mainly against the Arceus one.
There's a reason you don't see the Lost Zone one played anymore. Just, I'd love to be proven wrong because I love the Lost Zone engine and Gudra, but it's just bad Giratina.
I mean, that kind of makes sense too. Like if you're bothering with the Lost Zone engine in the first place, you might as well play Giratina. If you put in 3 energy on the stage 1 Pokemon, then Giratina is a pretty good Pokemon to put 3 energy on.
Right? Why tank hits when you can just Oko everything?
I mean, definitely seems easier, not gonna lie. So that sounds good.
So 2-1-1. This is a situation, personally, if I'm in it, I'm doing well, but also there's a little bit of doubt in my mind of like, I have to do really well to make it to day 2. How are you feeling at 2-1-1? Are you like, all right, no problem, I got this? Or are you kind of like, this isn't going super well?
Honestly, at 2-1-1, I was like kind of ecstatic because last regional I opened 0-2, so I was like, yo, this is way better than last time. I just need some time to warm up. Now we go, right? I'm thinking that it will still work out. So I had a good faith going into next matches. I did win the next 3. So then I was 5-1-1. I was like, okay, this looking pretty good. And then I find my next Gudra. I was like, bro, not again, not like this. So I find another Gudra. It was exactly same situation basically. This one was like really tense though. I get him to a spot where I use Shard and go down to 2, and I managed to like strip all his energies off the board by like using Cross Switcher and making life awkward and like targeting with Sableye and everything. So he didn't have like a single energy on board. The problem was that like I had no way to one-shot the last remaining Pokemon in play, even if I got the free turn. So if I had an Echo Horn again, and since I managed to steal that turn, I would have Echo Horned a basic and gotten my last 2 prizes. But I wouldn't even be able to. I wouldn't be able to like convert that 1 turn of leeway I managed to play myself into anything. So my opponent just went attached the next turn, and then killed me. Like with an Arceus, like double turbo and then hand attachment turn after. So it was also relatively close. Really missed my Echo Horn again. So it would have been great. But that was like the only real matchup I cared about Echo Horn. All the other ones I was like, this is great. They have enough targets on board, whatever, right? I don't need more from their discard pile. There was definitely a thing when my opponent only has a Gudra in play and the tank for a million every turn. So that's that was difficult. So then I'm 5-1, and I'm like, okay, win-and-in situation again for day 2. And then I'm up against the mirror, against the guy that went 9-0 in Baltimore actually, or 10-0 like after first round day 2. So like, how did he get here? Then we play, and it was some of the most bricky games I ever seen. It was crazy. Like I opened Oranguru, I'm pretty sure. And I pass. My opponent opens Cramorant, and they pass straight back. I top deck a Colress, look at my 5 next cards, and then I use Oranguru, and I pass straight back. Can't find a single basic. I'm like, holy moly, what is this?
Oh no.
So like nothing is really happening. And then I think I top deck a Comfy, and then I just go off the turn after. My opponent's still struggling with setup.
So was this a long game 1, or did your opponent eventually?
Now this is actually turning into long game 1. It was just like a really awkward opening for both of us. My opponent also like sets up after, but are obviously behind. So I'm pretty clear to win game 1 the whole way. But they still play it out. Game 2, I'm also very clearly winning. But it's I don't think it actually finished in the end. I'm not sure. I might have like barely finished, like a minute to spare. But that was them like flat breaking like completely this time. Like was even worse than first game. So I almost got the donk. They opened like a Sableye pass or something. So it was a horrendous opening hands. I was not great, but I definitely were the one drawing better. My list was probably more consistent as well, though. To be fair, but like none of the decks were supposed to draw that bad, like in any world. But it happened.
No, it's the Lost Zone decks can get these bricky hands. We even saw a meme going around for a while, right? Where it was like, oh, the Lost Zone engines that you draw in real life, and it's like Cramorant in the active and 6 dead cards in your hand. And
oh yeah, I saw that one. I love that meme. That was my experience.
So now you're 6-2-1 at the largest regional. How does that, like, are you mentally like, I can make top 8, but I have to go what, 5-0-1?
Yeah, I was actually like talking about like people with it well. I was like, okay, I made day 2, but I made day 2 at 6-1. So does it even matter? Like the chance of me hitting top 8 here is so slim. I literally have to go 5-0 if I want to have a chance of making it. If I go 5-0, I can ID the last one. But that's like 5-1 isn't even good enough. I have to go 5-0-1. It's crazy. So I was the whole day.
You're aware of the situation, how bad it is.
Yeah, I'm aware of how poor my situation is. Yes, I'm like I know that the chance of me coming out on topper is very slim. I needed a better record going into day 2 if I want like a realistic chance of hitting top 8. But you know, some days they just work out.
What are the decks that you hit in day 2? And were any of the Swiss rounds memorable? I mean, they're all memorable, right? But like, were any of them like, oh, this was a really good one?
First round, I remember hitting a Kyurem Palkia. We had a
free matchup.
Yeah, we had a pretty long game. Game 1. He wasn't drawing the hardest, but he didn't miss much attacks either. But I was definitely like fairly ahead in that game. I think I got like the turn 1 Pat Cram Marnie, or maybe not Marnie, but like I definitely got the turn 1 Pat Cram attack. So it was pretty strong. He might have missed the turn 2 attack because of it, and then I got like that 1 extra attack in. So I was like in a solid spot right off the bat. So I won the first game, and it still took a while. He wanted to play it out. I'm honestly not sure why he would, because like he was very checkmated the last 3 turns. Then game 2 rolled around, and it was time like 3 or 4 turns in, and that was really it. He was like a little bit frustrated about that one, I remember, because he was doing way better game 2. He had like a pretty sick Cheryl play as well, actually, that popped off that game. So I think he was favored to win game 2. Like he hadn't won it or anything yet, but I think he was favored.
Okay, to win that. But sounds like there was nowhere near enough time to actually finish it anyway.
No, for sure not. It would need at least 5 more turns, I think.
What about the next round?
I'm not sure if I can remember every single round.
Get the orders out of it. Just like, what are some of those matchups? You avoided the Gudras, I assume.
Yeah, I played a really close match against Intel and Palkia as well. I remember it ended in like kind of spectacular fashion. I had to go like I got Marnied, and then I had to deck out completely to find all my pieces to do my my shard stuff. So that one was pretty cool. That was also very much a best of one. Like I think like almost all my games day 2 was best of one, because like day 2, like my opponent is definitely way more tense as well, right? Because like they it's more at stake than in day 1. Especially if you have like a very winning record day 2, then like you want to make sure all your decisions are on point, and obviously I want to do the same, right? So game 1 took very long on that day. So I played against that. I think like the most memorable one, I only played 5 rounds, right? Because I did the last one here.
Yeah.
The most memorable one, or like the one I was sure I was out in, was the Blissey matchup that I found. I was like
yeah,
3-0 maybe, and I found Blissey. I was like, okay, that's it. Run that. See you next regional. That's we tried. But,
how did you pull that one off?
I was up against Blissey. It was on a game player. My opponent drew a card too many off of or didn't draw a card at all. Actually, it was It was something with the lucky energy. That resulted in a double prize penalty. And as we talked about, right? My deck can kill 2 Blisseys, but not 3. So with that double prize penalty, it gave me a win condition, so I could knock out 2 Blisseys, and I think I was like essentially the only way. My opponent was super cool about it though. Like he was totally on board with it being his own fault. But it definitely feels bad. I felt bad for him as well, because that was a really good matchup for him, right? And like if it was not for that, he would have won that match.
It hurts, but one of those, like, you're responsible for your own board state, right?
Yes, exactly.
So then you end up in ID situation.
Yeah, like I still needed one more, and so like that was that was like the 4th round. So I had won 4 now, and I still need another one. So even after that again, I still wasn't in. It was crazy. So they decided to put me on stream for the next one, and I'm up against Reggie. Another pretty poor matchup, if I would say so myself. I'm up against Reggie's, and they put me on stream. I was like, man, do I have to lose my win and in again on stream? we did this 2 weeks ago. I have to do it again. But somehow that Reggie deck did not work at all. That deck just could not function in any way. Turn 1, my opponent's hand was empty. Like nothing left in hand. 0 card hand. I was like, okay, I mean, as long as he doesn't top deck anything amazing, we good to go then, right? And like you can see the whole game on stream. Like it was recorded and streamed if you're interested. But essentially, my opponent goes down to 0 card hand, turn 1, making me absolutely no shot of marning them. And I get the turn 2 Sableye going first, which is pretty amazing. Like you can like almost count on it going second if you really try for it. But I was going first, and like 2 cards in lost zone after my turn 1, and somehow I got 8 more the next turn, which is like quite the jump. But you can do it with like the heavy vacuum version. That was what happened.
I assume a lot of the times in the matchup like that where it doesn't matter, you go play your own path, vacuum your path, and get a +2 in the loss zone, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's like the perfect play against Reggie if you can pull it off. Just like use your path for fuel for your loss zone engine instead. So I got like a really early Sableye and started spreading around. Actually, I hadn't played much against that Reggie matchup either, but I found like a really cool way to go about it when I sat there. So it's like if I spend 1 turn with Sableye to just spread everything out, then I should be able to like take my 6 prizes, or like do 6 attacks and take 6 prizes afterwards. And you can even, like, if you don't do 1 on each Reggie, if you go like 2 on them actually, then even if someone gets healed, right, you can spend 11 to knock 1 out, and then you still have like 1 extra to go to set up another one again, right? So if you do like 2 on like multiple of them, then like even if they heal like a couple, then you still have like essentially an extra one set up with the extra damage counter placed on the Reggie, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Then it's fairly easily to take all those prizes as long as you can stream Sableye. It also acts like a bonus that you can use Cram to finish it off as well, which is like pretty cool if that Reggie ever hits the active. So that was pretty fun. Like in the game we played out, and it didn't matter. It didn't end up mattering at all because like my opponent attacked once in 2 games. That was it, right? Like literally 1 attack. I was surprised he didn't manage to attack more after he actually found an attack, but I went escape rope, and he was super scared of the Zigzagoon I didn't play, so he didn't want to promote that Regidrago so I could kill it with Cram Siggy, which was fair enough, but it played horrible into my actual deck. So I got very much away with it. I was camping a double cross switcher pair in hand that I was expecting to use. Like after he promotes his Regidrago, I still want him to be bricked, right? So I was like, okay, I will rope, he will give me the Regidrago, and I will cross switch afterwards. And then he gives me the literal target I wanted to cross switcher. I was like, okay, I mean, I'll save this cross switcher for later then. That's fine for me. I don't think I even ended up playing it. So it really didn't matter either. But I was surprised that I was that scared of me having like the absolute nuts. So they didn't want to give me the Regidrago to get out of that spot. But I was still like just to play down the cross switchers though.
No, it's, if anyone gets a chance to go back and watch it, like everything towards explaining, the match itself isn't good. But if you're curious how to play the matchup, I think you do a good job of both the explanation there, but also showing in a couple of the turns of like these small little maneuvers is really nice.
Thank you.
I also have to say, I don't know if you got a chance to watch some of the stream games, but I have never seen an archetype brick as much on stream as Reggie's did the whole weekend. It was bad.
I mean, I can't believe I didn't get to see it. Unfortunately, I only got to experience it, and that was lucky enough, I think.
That was a normal one. We saw one of the rounds they put on Zach Lesage with Reggie's up against a Zoroark V-Star without Dunsparce. And it was like, this is miserable. Like, this is an auto win. And he bricked so hard that it ended up being a tie because Zoroark was able to steal a game. It was bad.
That's incredible, actually. That's so funny.
So now you're going into top 8. You were again streamed for top 8, and it was beautiful. It was a very fun game 1 to watch, I think. I don't know if there's anything you want to like add to for anyone who's seen the stream. Anyone who hasn't, 10 out of 10, go back and watch it. It was amazing. But that matchup against John Ang with Giratina, so mirror-ish, right? He has technically 4 dead cards in his deck that you don't have. But is there anything else you want to add to that one?
It was honestly like a really fun game. It was the funniest part about it was he wins the coin flip, and he doesn't really know which if you want to go first or second. He was like, man, I really hoped you would win the flip here because I don't want to make this decision. He ended up telling me to go first though. I think in retrospect that was fine as the Giratina player. Because like he only plays the one Sableye anyway. So he's not really trying to get to 10. Like he's just trying to basically trade me with Crams, right? And if anything, he has like 2 ways to steal a turn. That's with his Snorlax. Set up Snorlax and Greninja early game, and then my Cramp needs a cross switcher to do something, or I need a Sableye. And that's like his way of getting ahead. Or he can go second and get the turn on Cram attack. Then he also gets like the 1 price ahead. He also played the Zigzagoon, so he had technically the Zigzagoon Sableye play available that I didn't, which could have been a really big deal. Like he had it in hand as his combo at one point, but he was too scared to use it again because he played around my Zigzagoon and potentially my Echohorn. So he didn't want to do that, you know. I was also
a situation where if we're in an online open decklist tournament, we might be talking to someone else about winning Peoria regionals right now, but because it's closed decklist, you took advantage.
Yes, closed decklist is a big deal. I also did like a really cool play that I think like went kind of unnoticed. But I had some damage counters leftovers, and I put 60 on his Cramorant, and this was to force him to net that thing to play around Echohorn, so I wouldn't just win with my Sableye next turn. If I start putting damage on the Greninja, he doesn't have to net it, and he only has one net left. So if I put everything on this Cramorant and he nets it, he doesn't have net left for his 6 again, because he only has one left. So I effectively like completely block off his power play in his last turn, because he has to play around my Echohorn that I don't have in my deck by netting his Cramorant now. So that was like my favorite play of the whole tournament, I think.
That's actually so good too, because that's the type of play that like that's one of those things that differentiates the great from the good players, right? The question is, am I going to make the optimal play for my win condition, or am I going to bluff and force my opponent to make a misplay, even though they don't think it's a misplay, right?
Yeah, I mean that was that was like the coolest mind game trick I pulled off like successful in a long while. I was really happy about it. I'm not like even sure if that was what he was thinking, but I think so. Like, or else it wouldn't make too much sense to actually net there. But it was really fun. I was quite happy with that play in the moment.
That's, I don't know if I assume John doesn't listen to the podcast, but if he does, he's definitely kicking himself at this point for falling for what is a very good bait. I would have fallen for it if I saw that play, and I assume I would have.
But like, you have to use the information you have available, right? And if you don't have the information that I'm not running the Zigzagoon or the Echohorn, right, then like that's kind of the play you have to do, or else you basically dead on board almost, right? Like I have my whole deck in hand. What are the chances that I don't have it yet, right? So I didn't play any of it yet. I have to have them. They have to be.
Sure, there's no way you prized all three of them, right? Because you obviously are playing the Japanese list.
Obviously, I only had 2 prizes left. I actually couldn't have priced them, right? I only had 2 left, so.
And that goes back to everything we talked about earlier, where you can use that extra information that everyone has to your advantage. And you did, and it won you, well, potentially won you a game. You might have won regardless, but we don't know that.
Yeah, like if it would probably came down to Marnie, because if he like popped off his combo a turn earlier, then like I would have Marnie, that he would probably have found the game-winning piece off of the Marnie again. So it was a really close game, really tense, and like with how time panned out as well. If he wins the first game, then it would be difficult for me to finish game 2 as well. Same way it was difficult for him to finish game 2 when we played.
So in the top 4, we hit Kyurem, I assume. This one was not streamed.
Yes, I hit Kyurem Palkia in this one with double Empoleon in Sacro Week regular.
I assume the paths carried did their job.
They did. I want to talk a little bit about it though, because like at this point, my brain is starting to get kind of fried. I like the top 8 game was already like really intense. So going into this one, I'm gonna be honest and say like I wasn't like 100% there. So game 1, turn 1, I already make like a big blunder because I'm just like not thinking properly, and I find 2 pads in my first few cards, which is like amazing, right? I win the flip, I go first, and I put one in the loss zone and I put the other one into play. And then my opponent swiftly answered with VIP pass, double Empoleon, training court, goes into Empoleon. I'm like, oh my god, what did I do, bro? Oh my god. And
that is a rip.
That was kinda crazy. So I sit there for multiple turns, just staring at my hand and board. I'm like, what did I do? If I had a pad, I would just win here. He has nothing. Because he sacrificed his entire start to do that play. He went like Quick Ball Luminion for Irida for Balloon. Like, he wanted that more than anything, and I thought it would work. I swear, I used Scratch 5 times that game. Like Scratch is the first
Sableye, right?
Yes, that's for the first attack of Sableye. It does 20 damage, and I promise those 20 damage actually ended up mattering in the end.
Oh, I believe it.
So I still don't quite know how I managed to win that one, but he did pass a lot as well, because he sacrificed his entire start to get that Empoleon playoff. Like a very risky, but it looked like it would be work kind of thing. I top deck in Colors a couple turns in, and Colors gives me nothing. I'm still like, oh my god, I have nothing. So I continue scratching, and at one point I do top deck another Colors into my pads. I'm like, okay, here we go. Then my deck actually starts working again. And like so far it's just a couple of Empoleons with some damage on them. He has a Luminion in play, he has a Kyurem VMAX, he has a Palkia, he has a Bat. And I'm trying to like scramble some sort of strategy together so I can grab all my prize cards here. I somehow do. There was like a key moment in the first game here where I'm like, for me to win in 3 turns, I need this opponent to not have a Wash Energy anymore, so I can snipe it off with Sableye. And by some miracle, like my opponent Zachary, he decides to move his Wash Energy to another target, so I can actually knock it out with Sableye, and that solved my whole game. Suddenly I was like, I don't even have to do the cross switch Marnie Pat Parade cheese play. I can just take the knockout, and then I can go into my shard and I can win this game. That's amazing. And it somehow panned out. It was actually crazy. But the price trade is really good for shard and Sableye. So you trade evenly until shard just takes a one shot, right? So you can actually be quite a bit behind and still win the matchup. Like it
seems good for your deck, right? Like if the Empoleon doesn't brick you completely, it's like good.
Yeah, I also think the matchup is pretty good. It depends on how they tech as well, right? And how they play, and also their engine. But like it's made to be like pretty fine against you. But I definitely think that you need to commit. Like his plan was mainly just Empoleons, and that one wouldn't work here. So that I felt like I had the upper hand as long as I didn't break on them. But if you want the actual upper hand against a deck with Pat, you need to play some sort of healing. You need Collapsed Stadium to bump one of your big guys, like preferably with damage. You need the Cheryl, or you need multiple Wash Energies. You need something extra if you want a real advantage. But I think he only had that one Wash Energy. And I don't know, but he somehow moved it, and I found an opening so I can knock out that Empoleon with Sableye. I think he figured that like I think he protected his Kyurem, so I couldn't go Sableye to settle for my shard to knock it out. But like that wouldn't work out too well with my price trade. It was crucial that I was able to get that Empoleon, so I could go my 2-2-2 plan instead of going into the VMAX. It would take me 1 turn too many. So and also, like, it would cost me too many gust effects. Like, with how the game lined up, I could win with only a single gust effect and a shard, which was way easier to pull off than like what I thought I had to pull off.
Yeah. So it's one of those where it sounds like your opponent and your game plans had you disagreed on how you were going to win, and because of that, you were able to take advantage.
Yeah, I think so. I think he had like another plan in mind for me, because like usually you try to map out your opponent's plan and your plan, right? And I think he had mapped out a different plan for me that he tried to block, which was very, very lucky for me. So then I somehow win that game 1, and game 2, I open Cram, and I open 6 cards I can't play, and then I pass.
Oh, no.
And he doesn't donk me, and then I draw another card, and then I pass again, and then he donks me. So then we move on to game 3. I was like, okay. I've seen this before. I know. we played the finals of UIC, and we did the exact same thing there actually. Play like a long game 1.
He was on Sil Valley Metal, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I opened Windpod, and he donks me. Game 2 of that final too. So I was like, oh, this is familiar. I've seen this before. And luckily it panned out the same as well. And in game 3, he had the same opening as game 1. He did the exact same thing, like all in, double Empoleon. But this time I was smart enough to keep a Pat around. So this time I just put on Pat, and like I could actually attack immediately. So the turns that game 1 he spent passing, this time I was sitting there with Sableye and just going ham on his board instead. And he even conceded like after a couple passes. Like I still would need like 2 or 3 more turns to close it off, but I think my board set was too good and his hand was like nothing. So he conceded that one like kind of early actually, but it kind of made sense.
It's one of those two. You like you said, the matchup you can get behind and still win, which says how bad Kyurem is if they get behind, how unlikely they are to win.
Yeah, I mean, I was very unlikely he would win from that spot. That's for sure. I felt pretty in control, being able to attack with Sableye like 3 turns for free, right? That's usually enough to win.
That's any matchup. So
I mean,
then,
no doubt.
Finals against Cal streamed. What, like, can you walk us through any part of it, preferably? I need to hear your thought process on game 2.
I mean, we'll get to game 2. Okay, so like game 1 is fine. He doesn't have the best poker face in the world. Like it was very obvious that his hand was like absolute trash, right? In the first game. I didn't thought it was that bad, but it was horrible. And I really didn't want to Marnie him, but it was also one of those, I know that he has a second Ultra Energy in hand. And like all he really needs from there is a Palkia V-Star. And if my opponent is not playing a single supporter, right, or a ball card or anything, then what can possibly be in their hand, right? I'm thinking it's probably Palkia V-Star, it's probably Incense, or something along those lines, right? But by a miracle, it wasn't any of those either, right? But I was thinking, like, at least if I Marnie, he will have a smaller hand size, and he might just be like keeping his hand big to bait me a little bit as well, to like not Marnie him so that he can play down everything next turn. So I do end up with the Marnie thinking like, okay, it's fine. I'm already a little bit ahead. I get the first attack here, and that's usually fine. Like good enough to get there as long as I don't break myself. He gets like honestly a god hand off the Marnie again, because he gets Irida, Palkia, Greninja off the Marnie. Like really saved him there. And honestly, that's better than getting the Sobble setup. Because you don't want Sobbles in that matchup. Like putting down Sobbles is really bad. Those are 1 prize for 60 HP. Palkia V-Star is 140 HP for 1 prize if you like divide it by 2 for like value for the damage output you have to do. That's twice as much as Sobble. So Sobble on the board is bad. Like it's more than twice. Like it's twice even if you play the 70 HP Sobble. So it's way better value just streaming Palkias than having to use Sobbles, if possible. So like the game like actually wasn't that bad for him. He did miss 1 attack, I think, because he had to go like after I knocked out his first Palkia, his hand wasn't good enough to stream the next one, so he had to go with his next Palkia and pick up a stadium. So he missed out. So I get the first attack, and he also missed out on 1 attack. So then I was technically like 2 attacks ahead of him, which was fine. Which means I could play it really safe. So I played it in a way where like I went cram, knock out the Palkia, instead of trying to fizzle and Sableye there, and like use my damage better, because I was that turn ahead anyway, so I didn't have to take that like risk. I could just play it like very safe and go like with my resources instead, because you don't have to win with a lot, you just have to win with 1 turn, right? That's still good enough. So if I'm ahead, I'm gonna play the game safer and like be more careful with my resources and attacks, just to ensure that I'm not missing anything.
That makes sense.
So like in the end there, right? I kind of gave away one attack. I was 2 turns ahead, so I gave one back just to I could like really lock in and be sure I won that. Which sounds like kind of backwards, but it's oftentimes the better play. So I felt like I played that pretty well. I'm really happy with how that went. And like at the end of game 1, right? I had got intel that he played canceling Cologne. So that influenced my plays a lot at the end there. I really didn't want him to scam me with a cross switcher Cologne out of nowhere play. I also was pretty sure he didn't have a way to kick my stadium. So the only real way for me to lose was in my second to last turn was using Shard, knock out his bench Palkia, and then give him an opening to go cross switcher, V-Star Power, Greninja, knock out Manaphy and something else for game. So instead of knocking out the bench Palkia with Charizard, which would leave me with game on board, that would give him a chance to win that turn. If I don't do it, he has no chance to win that turn. And all I had to do is use the Shard next turn instead. There was one play I could have been punished by here. And that was, I went with Marnie Pat instead. If off the Marnie Pat, he draws Water, Palkia, Boss, and knocks out my Charizard, and I miss my Clara, I actually lose the game. My last Clara was priced, and I draw 2 out of 4 prizes. So if all that happens, I lose that game. But I still figured it safer than letting him keep his 8-card hand and hoping he didn't have canceling Cologne cross switchers or Boss. But it was like a relatively close call, I think. Both of them are super unlikely to happen, but they could happen, theoretically, right? So it's like, which small percentage am I trying to play around here, right? And I went for the money pat. Somehow you hit Roxanne off of my money, which was like slightly scary. My deck was really thin though, so I had like at least 2 vacuums left to still attack with Shard. So that was okay, but I was like slightly scared. He doesn't even find attack though on the Roxanne, so it doesn't really matter. But like if he did, then I would have to dig a little bit to see if I could find my vacuum. I did draw it straight off Roxanne though, so it was okay. I could just like promote it, but if I didn't, then could have been scary.
You can correct me if I'm wrong on this one, but Roxanne can hurt the Lost Zone deck, but by the time Roxanne's live, you usually have like, I don't know, 15 cards left between your hand and your deck, so not a lot's gonna happen.
I don't think I lost a single Roxanne the whole weekend actually. It was like if you just actually actively go through your deck and put everything in the Lost Zone, then you are pretty fine against it. And it's like, okay, you get Roxanne to 2. Like in most of your board states, you will have Comfy Balloon. So then you have a top deck that's 3. You have Comfy, then you're up to 5. In those 5 cards, if you play 18 switching out, chances are you see one of them in those 5. And then you get to see 2 more potentially if you haven't seen a supporter already. And then you also have Oranguru to see another one. So there is a lot of cards you can see. So even Roxanne isn't bad. Like in that. And then with Marnie, right, you're seeing like 10 cards. It's like very hard to break off a Marnie too. This is even granted you didn't even get to use Oranguru to stack something before it happened.
Yeah, there's like, a lot.
Yeah, Roxanne and Marnie, like it's helping, but as long as you can't turn off abilities, they're not that impactful. Like the famous N, right, was often paired with ability lock. And if you didn't ability lock, did absolutely nothing, and it's still true to this format as well. If you don't ability lock and your opponent just like go off on their board, it doesn't really matter if you lose your first hand as long as you tinder your deck and you can still draw cards with them.
That makes sense. You have to get the like Roxanne path against a deck where it actually matters that there's a path in play.
Exactly. So Roxanne path against Mew or Kyurem is incredible, but against other decks it doesn't matter that much again, right? Like any deck that has some sort of engine on board still, which is why I've been liking like the single price or like single price engine lately. I like played Bib Palkia and I played the Comfy deck here. They're really cool because they're very hard to turn off. So they work even through hand disruption.
Yeah, because like, oh, I'm gonna Roxanne you and hope you don't hit level ball. Sure, Or I'm gonna Roxanne you, and then you're just gonna B-barrel for 5 more cards.
Yeah, like against
Like,
Beaver, the Roxanne does very little. In most cases, it almost help you because you get to reset your hand, and then just draw more with Beaver.
And then game 2 was the nuttiest way to, spoiler alert, win that I've ever seen. There's been a lot of cool stuff on stream actually, but that's up there as a moment of like, oh my gosh, he did it.
That was really fun. It was a crazy series of events and sequencing in the final there. So he opens Sobol. He used to choose to go first, and he just goes with a straight pass. He's not happy about it. I wouldn't be either. That was just not great. This Sobol pass in the final is the last thing you want to see, right? But
yes.
When I see that, that's the only thing I want to see. So my heart is racing a little bit because I'm like, okay, I just need to get this attack off. I'll do anything to get it. So I went as hard as I could. I even opened Cramorant, so that wasn't an issue anymore. So I could like spend all my cards just trying to get 4 cards in the lost zone and get Cram back in active. So I used Comfy, nothing. Use another Comfy, nothing. Use the third Comfy, nothing. As like double pad. It's like absolutely nothing I can build in here. I'm like, okay. I mean, last chance is this Monkey. If Monkey hits, Monkey had 2 chances. He could hit a switch card into another Comfy, or it could hit Colorus, which would be the best card it can hit, into a switching card. Like if it hits a switching card, I would have to go into next Comfy, and then that Comfy needs to hit another switching card. So that's one way, or you could just hit Colorus directly. And you would like if it hit Colorus by some miracle, we'd be so likely to win because it's so many switching cards in the deck. And as fate would have it, Monkey hit the Colorus, and I was just like flipping the cards at that point, and just like, okay, if there's a switch, that I win, right? If there's any out of this Colorus, I can just promote this bird again and take the knockout. And I think second card, I find it already. Didn't even look at the rest, just slammed it down, and that was it. That was the game.
And then you win the largest regional ever with the new archetype.
Pretty cool. I was over the moon excited. That was really fun, especially because like my run was on the brink of death like the whole way. Like you heard me talk about like I took the double loss to Gudra in day 1, and I found the Blissey player in day 2, and like it just didn't seem like it was meant to be. But somehow I got the odds on my side and pulled through. With all that said, though, I felt like I got really rewarded for my play because I did a lot of I had a lot of difficult games, which was fun, but it was also exhausting. And I managed to find like those cool plays sometimes to get her. And my favorite again, I think, in top 8, doing the 60 on the Cram and just forcing out this last net to play around the card I don't play.
Bro, the biggest brain. That is actually such a sick play, though. So, lastly, you had already kind of alluded to a little bit, but how the list evolves moving forward. I don't need you to leak all the changes or anything like that, but I think the best like little soundbite in the world is this exact 60 okay to play at Salt Lake City and or Lille regionals in the next 2 weeks?
I mean, yes, it's definitely completely fine to just send the same thing in again. It doesn't have like any crazy counters beside the Gudra and the Blissey matchup. The Blissey matchup is the worst one because it requires the most amount of cards to tech for it. While Gudra is not bad enough of a matchup that you can't actually beat it if you add if you add a 1 Echo, I feel like it's pretty even-ish, but you still need to play well and draw well. If you add 2 Echo Horn, you should be almost favored in the matchup. And if you add a 6 again on top of that, then like Gudra should be like almost one of the matchups you want to see at that point. Because you can reset the attack so easily. They cannot attach any tool cards because you play triple vacuum, and they don't play pad because that blocks themselves. So you should have pretty easy access to one shot. 1 6 again, 1 net, combined with a Shard reset on them. Then you take the knockout, and Echo Horn, you will easily take 2 free prizes with Shard as well. So essentially you have to spend 4 turns to knock out something, with Shard being able to like swoop in the late game. Obviously, like, it all depends on how you open. Maybe you have awkward lost zones and stuff. Like maybe 6 again or Echo Horn ends up in the lost zone, right? And then it gets more difficult. But if you have the cards in the deck, then you have more outs, and it makes it way easier. But Blizzard though is a rough one. Both Gudra and Droludon is about the same in difficulty level, I think. Droludon may be a little bit more difficult than Gudra because you don't have that one-shot option with Shard there. But that's a matchup where like the Echo Horns would be like crazy, because then you can just ignore the Droludon completely and just like go straight for the Arceus the whole game, I think. Depends if they play Rod, I guess, if they can play around Echo Horn that way.
That's so hard for Duraludon, though.
I mean,
to find their
yes,
Rod,
but yeah. But if you want to do any changes, then Echo Horn and Seisegun is probably on top of my list.
Those sound like definitely some of the changes I would have thought about as well, because like Brogoon is so good. But Tord, congratulations again on winning Peoria Regionals, because people are going to be rooting for you. Are you going to be at any more regionals in this current format?
Yes, I will be. I will be in Lille. I will not be in Salt Lake. I said before, but I was just like really excited about taking a couple of weeks back at home. I've been traveling a lot. I don't think I actually been in my apartment more than a week at a time in the last half year or so. So I'm pretty happy. I get to like spend 2 full weeks at home. Like that's pretty good. So I'll take those weeks, and then I will do my weekend trip to Lille in 2 weeks' time.
Congratulations on also being at home for a couple of weeks. If the people want more of you, we already alluded to some of it at the beginning, but if people want more of you, where can they find you, and any shout outs that you have?
Shout outs to TCG Park, my partner, and where I stream. Shout out to all my friends, my family. Shout out to my girlfriend and the cross switchers. Shout out to you as well, Mello. Thank you for having me on. Thank you.
Oh, I got it. Oh, you're the best. If you want to follow Tord, I'll have a link down to his Twitter below in the description box of the podcast app or whatever, and you can also catch the Go Live tweets and stuff like that on there. Myself, you can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube at Mello_Magikarp. And there's been another episode of the Lake of Rage podcast. Catch you all next week. Awesome. Thank you, Tord.
Absolutely,
that was great.
No problem at all. That was fun. I talked a lot, but that was the point, I guess.
No, that's literally the point. People don't want to hear me; they want to hear your story. I'm just here to hopefully push it in the direction that we all want to hear about.
Awesome. I actually recalled a lot more of that tournament than I was expecting. As soon as I started talking about it, I was like, yeah, I played this and against this and that happened, and yeah, I don't know. It's still kind of fresh, I guess. So still, it's still possible.
You led with like, oh, I don't know how much I remember, and then you remembered almost every round and intense details about like half of the rounds.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there was like some like I didn't remember all of them, right? I miss some of them, but I can usually recall like a lot of them, especially if if games are really intense, then or like there's something where I felt I was really lucky with, then it's easier for me to get there.
All right, chat, I will give you your streamer back because I could probably keep chatting. So, Tord, thank you again, and enjoy your Inteleon Lost Box.
Thank you. I mean, it has some potential actually. Maybe play one game and then we call it a day. But that was fun though. Yeah, thanks again for having me on Mello. I'll talk to you later, okay?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, have a great rest of your weekend as well.
You too. Have a good one.
Thank you. Bye. Alright, chat. I'm back. How have you been holding up? You still here? I mean, it's still quite a lot of people here. How are you? That was like my full tournament report. I don't think I actually done that yet, so it was fun to do. I was on my rounds in detail. Palkia went to Brick City in Grants. It did. it went hard to Brick City. Doesn't the be? Congrats again, third. Yo, thank you, Wismania. Thank you. Let's watch some PRS stream games post interview. Oh, do you want to do that? Which one do you want to watch, the bench? Are you still here? Yo, thank you, thank you, Taser. Torch Mines uses brilliance during the match like Yami Yugi. Then it turns back into humble. Chill. Thank you again, Mello, for coming on. Or like for having me coming on. That's what I meant. It was fun to talk about it all. Yeah, the play versus run. It wasn't like much of a punish to not do it, right? So like he only had like Greninja and the Cram in play, but I was hoping it would be good enough to like get him into using that last net, and it was, that was great. What do y'all think? Shall I play Giratina, Lost Box, or Palkia Kyurem? I want to play one of them. For consistency, like they're both like relatively equal, which like is weird because like Giratina should be more consistent with like the Lost Zone engine, but you have to commit so many cards into the engine compared to the Lost Box again that it definitely like clunks it up a little bit. I like both of them though. Like between them, I think I prefer Giratina over the Palkia Kyurem, but like both are pretty good. Like Water is still the best typing in the game. How do you deal with Blissey? With which version? The one we played in the original? We don't. We take the loss as said, but you can get very lucky as well and not lose. Really into Lost Box Giratina? I get that. It's a really cool deck. Interesting analysis of your games. Thank you, Kobe Star. Was that something you planned early, or did that come up on the spot? The force him to use his last net. That was something that came up on the spot because like it was a very specific situation. You had to be down triple net for it to work, right? To like bait out the last one. Like if it was only down 2 net, then it wouldn't be something I could try. But since he was down so many nets, then I could try to force him. I would say that Palkia is easier to play over Giratina. Yes, that's actually a good factor as well. So like depends how much time you have to test and which one you feel more comfortable with. But I also think like the Palkia Kyurem deck is easier, has easier routing than the Giratina deck. With Giratina, you need to make a ton of decisions throughout the game and manage your resources. There's a lot of way to like lose against yourself playing Giratina. You rarely lose against yourself playing Palkia Kyurem. You can get outpaced, but you rarely lose against yourself at least, which is something that happened more frequently with Giratina. What do you think about this deck though, chat? You like it? We're 4 cards over. I need to cut some cards. We have both Roxanne and Marnie. Maybe that's like slightly overkill. Maybe we don't need Marnie in this one. Maybe just Roxanne. Do we need Roxanne? Roxanne would be good though. I mean, like it's between the two of them, right? How many sports do we have? 5, 6, 8, 9. Yeah, 9 is fine. It's pretty light on the switching cards as well, which is slightly annoying. I wanted it to be heavier here. Like you can do like 1 Pat, 1 Roxanne. Get 1 Sableye? Maybe. Then it gets very weak against Mew again though. Like you definitely need a triple Sableye against the Mew matchup, I think. Could we cut down on 1 Clara because we have a rescue carrier? Nah, like maybe I'm dreaming with the carrier. The carrier seems so good though, but Clara's a great for Intelligent engine anyway. So Maybe it's kind of whatever. And I do want to commit more cards into rope and stuff. Do we even need the Ecorn if we have the Shady D? Like if we have the quick shooting? We don't necessarily do, right? It's really good because we can sort it out though. I like that. I do like that we can sort it out. That makes it way better. A Drapion? Do you wanna... Drapion feels so icky in here. Like you already have a good new matchup. Like relatively good. I think we can get away without the Echo Horn. Like if anything, maybe a Palpad, really. Caribou would be clutch. Yeah, I mean, I know. It would be really nice. -1 Sobble, -1 level, +1 rope. Like less of the Drizzle engine. Like right now we have 2 Balloon, which is great. But this and this would preferably be at 4 before we're happy, right? Keep Horn. I mean, I would love to. Like, we need kind of at least 2 Vacuum, don't we? We don't have to play the Pad at all, but... Like, Pad when it's searchable is kind of nice. But you all already have the double Manaphy. I mean, maybe we just like skip the Pad completely. Let's do the Echo Horn. We can also do the triple Vacuum though, like in other deck, but it doesn't have that much targets. Again, if you don't play the Stadium ourselves, right? So then this card becomes weaker. But maybe 2 Vacuum in itself is fine. Even like we're just counting on our opponent to have targets for us. They usually do, right? So, but it's so good at the moment. I know, but I can't fit a ton of them anyway. It's like 1 or none, right? I feel like maybe it's fine to get like, is Pat or Ecorn a better power card is the question. Pat needed for the double Empoleon. It's true, we can even search it though, since we have this guy. But how do I find the water actually? They need a E-search. Actually, E-search isn't the worst in here. Instead of the crystal. If we do the E-search, you might as well go gate, don't you? Then you might as well just play this one. Thinking about it. Like what's the point? Yeah. Like one gate definitely makes more sense than an E-search. You can't use it like early game though. So if you want to like turn to Intel and attack. Actually, I kinda want to turn to Intel and attack. I'll take it back. Give me my E-search. Like actually the energy isn't that big of a deal. We attack for like free anyway. Can't money pad without pad. I mean that's also true though. What do we think? Is something like this fine? We also can't money pad without money or pad though. Ryan seems good here. Ryan won't necessarily be bad either. Like you could do Ryan and Snorlax. I think I like Snorlax if you want to go Ryan, but you need Twin Energies as well. So then it's kind of different. Maybe you can do like 1 Magma base and actually as a Stadium out instead. We do 1 base and 1 Vacuum. It's obviously horrible going into Empoleon though. Do we care? Still not sure about 4 Sobble with that much search stay early. Maybe the board doesn't have space for it, right? We could, okay, what do we go, like we still kind of want to speed out a quick shooting, right? What do we go? Go like this, we got the 3-2-1-1 line with the 1 candy. Penguins don't exist in Norway, they live on the South Pole, you don't need pets. Okay, perfect. But like, okay, we do the 1 pad, 1 Roxanne thing, it's still fine though. Like one path kind of do make sense because we can search it and it does block Empoleon. So we just need to bench Sobble and then we can search out our path turn 2 and that's fine, right? And we also have like one more kick stadium, I guess. Not for path herself though. Like now we only have 2 kick stadiums. Do we go to the double vacuum again? Starting to get like kind of close to what we want to. The 3-2-1-1 with the one candy seems cool. Did you see on Twitter that they can now have 800 for Warsaw? We might have top 256 now. Yo, that's amazing. So cool, so cool. I did not see, but that's awesome. I'm happy. I'm happy to hear. For a new event that's busted? It is. Actually, that reminds me. I'm gonna go after stream. I'm gonna go book some tickets, some flights. I still need my flight to Warsaw. Actually, it's on my birthday, so better pick a good seat, right? We better pick a good seat. Yeah, there's a lot of people. Will they actually fill up though? Even though they can have that many players, they still need people to show up, right? I wanted more switching cards still. We can do 4 rope, 2 cards, 2 balloon. I'd love one more though. That's great. I just want more cards. So this looks fine. How good is basing compared to another card? Probably not that good, right? More card. Card great. Card good. Okay, now I have the amount of switching cards I want in the deck. And we somehow fit the Inteleon line. No idea how, but we did it. Okay, am I missing something? This looks good though. Book A and O, Warsaw Vala as the hotel. It might have a cube night as a lot of Irish players are going. Yo, that's pretty cool. I do like cubing. Cubing is fun. Wouldn't be surprised if we hit something close to 700. Because we are like 550 right now. Yo, that's pretty good. That's cool. I'm excited. It will be a lot of people. I think we get like enough for 6 rounds in day 2. Nah, I still need a lot for that though, right? Arcanan says 800 for Warsaw at the moment. Yo, that's amazing. You love to hear it. Okay, let's do like one game with the deck before we head up for today. Like I'm super hungry and I also need to book some tickets. Where did my deck go? Did I put it in a water box? Why would I do that to myself? I'm blind. Where is it? There we go. I think the original 700 Masters is full. Let's go. That's cool. That's cool. Second to last. Thank you. Blue box. Yes. Oh, that's pretty cool. Love to see it. All right, what do you think, guys, about our Inteleon Sableye deck? What will it do well or will it flop? What do you think? Open VIP pass. That's a good start. I mean, I kind of have to bench double comfy anyway, though, right? But oh well. Open VIP pass, best deck in format. I mean, that's all it takes, right? Oh, I take it back. Mama, save me. Why would you do this to me? Maybe it was a mistake. Maybe the place we play this deck tomorrow, chat. Like I don't know. I'm dying out here. Wait, what happened? You drew 2? Okay. Well, I mean, we can top deck Pat. Oh shoot, they had the Palkia too. Unfortunate. Unlucky. Pat or Colors? Nope. Oh, would have been such a good start as well. Do we actually bother with the 70 HP one? I kind of want to like just play 4 of the other one and we can keep calling turn 1. That's actually not too bad, right? But then your whole field is Sobbles instead of Comfy. Maybe the engine is just like awkward. And the pad is in here. The hand is nothing though. You know, chat. I'm like really sorry, but I think I'm just gonna head off instead. we'll play tomorrow, okay? We got turn 1 Napoleon. That's it. But thank you everyone for hanging out, especially being here with me for the Lake of Rage podcast as well, talking about my tournament run and everything. Really fun. I will be back tomorrow. I'll see you then. Or do you want to go, chat? Who do you want to rate? Who's on right now? What do you think? Is anyone on right now? It's like Sunday evening. Who's streaming? Maybe just send you to a duck park or something. What do you think? Yo, Insane Teasers, thank you so much for the 5 gifted sub. That's insane. Thank you. That's unheard of. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I'll also make sure I will to get the channel rewards up and running for you guys by tomorrow. I promise. I still have the window up on my browser. So we'll make it happen. But yeah, thanks again so much, Insane Teaser, for that. Really generous of you. I will go make myself some food and book some tickets to events, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a great rest of your weekend, guys. Bye. Take care. See you then.